Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Great British Bollockle! Hey! Where we don't give a fuck about all the things that are currently on, including the Great British Bake Off and Sony's thing. I don't know what they're talking about, Sony's thing. They're probably announcing a console that, what's her face, Laura did a review on about, 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah. I've got candy sticks.
Matt's got candy sticks, everybody! Woo! Yay!
How confident are we feeling, by the way, about directly taking on the Bake Off for, weeks now?
Are
we feeling good about this?
I feel like the audience of us and the audience of the Great British Bake Off, not a lot of overlap there. There's a fair bit of overlap, but not a colossal amount, I'd say. A smallish amount, maybe. I don't know. But I love Sue Perkins, and I had tickets to go see her show, and I didn't go 2 days ago. And then I was like, I'm really sad, and gave my tickets to my dad and my mum instead, and they went and they met Sue Perkins, and now I am really sad.
And we were supposed to be at WWE right now.
I know, literally, I had this fucking week, I just fucking had to cancel. I was like, just put these two things next to each other, that'd be super convenient. I fucking had to cancel both of them because of fucking work. And so I've got fucking... literally now I'm supposed to be watching whoever's left in the WWE because that SmackDown was on yesterday, so they're only going to bring over the B-est of B teams to that thing. But oh well. So John, how's your week been? Right, hang on, wait.
What? Oh.
Can we just get Hitman news out of the way? Is there any Hitman news this week? Because dear God, putting that in the high point.
Yes, there is, Matt.
The USA one.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They've announced a new level, Dan. It's very exciting. It looks like the generic level from every zombie survival game you've ever seen.
That's true, actually. It does.
Uh-huh.
It's also in Colorado, one of those states that no one really knows what it's for.
What's the point of Colorado, anyway?
Some of them you know what they're for, even if they're kind of pointless. You at least know what they're supposed to be for. Like, Iowa produces corn. It doesn't necessarily need to produce as much corn as it does, but it's there and it's producing corn. But what does Colorado do? Other than be a backdrop for South Park?
I didn't even know it was a backdrop for... I thought it was a disease. That's cholera, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That's a different thing.
Yes. Also, which of the Dakotas the one with the big heads in the mountain? Which Dakota is that?
That's East Dakota.
I'm pretty sure there's only a north or a south. I'm not 100% sure on that, though.
It's...
Whichever one doesn't have the heads, what's the point of that one? Because, whichever one of you got the heads, that's fine, you've got the heads. But which one of you doesn't have the heads, what the hell's the bloody point of you?
Well, what they're doing is there was only ever that Dakota, and then another one introduced themselves to try and stake some of that claim. They're like, "Are you the one with the heads?" And they're like, "No, we're trying to steal it anyway." So,
So can I just say, I actually think, despite what Matt is saying, I think the idea of a terrifying private militia in the middle of America is kind of a fun setting for a Hitman level, because that's kind of terrifying as a setting. I always find those massive paramilitary militia camp things in America utterly terrifying as a concept. So one of those could be a fun place to explore.
John.
Yes?
John.
Plus logically he'll be Klansman. You might be able to dress up as a Klansman.
John.
That would be a disguise.
Really?
Yeah.
It is a fucking...
Oh, wait, no, I've got the best idea. So what you do is, one of the, opportunities is you knock the guy, one of the targets unconscious, and then you put, a hood over him, and then you hand him over to your other racist militia buddies, and you say, "This is a black guy, we don't like him," and then they nail him to a cross and set him on fire, and that's one of the opportunities.
Shit, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Sony have just announced a slimmer PlayStation 4.
What?
Wow.
No.
Shit.
No.
Shit, we were not expecting
Impossible.
this. We were not...
Right, hang on. I need to ask, have they actually acknowledged the fact that it was leaked? Because Apple, fair play to them, they did acknowledge the fact that it was leaked. They'd made a joke about it. And
this is Sony, I'm going to guess no. Sony do not understand the concept of jokes ever since they had Kevin Butler murdered. Wow, I haven't said the word Kevin Butler for sure quite a while. Remember Kevin Butler? Remember when E3 was fun?
The Apple conference, they did do a good joke. They had James Corden at the front, and he says, "Oh, I heard the iPhone 7 is going to have really good security." And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "You know what's funny about that? I heard that from a leak." I'm surprised they allowed that, but you know what? Fair play to them to laugh at themselves a little bit. But
Yeah.
fucking Sony, Jesus Christ.
I think they should have announced a PS4 Fat just first up, just for fun. They just bring like a double hyped PS4.
Oh my God.
Some people were saying, like,
here's what I do it. That's a PS4 Fat and then wheel in an Xbox One. Boom! Double joke. Yeah! Yeah, Sony, I'm willing to work for you.
No, they couldn't call it the PS4 Fat. No, they'd have to call it the PS4 Curvy to market it better.
that's true, actually. Yes,
The-
the
yeah.
big beautiful PS4,
Oh my God. the PS4 polycystic ovaries.
the BB PS4, perfect. That is perfect, right?
That. So yeah, this is the PS4 that's replacing the current PS4 because they always do this. Only they don't release just a slim one; they replace it. So there we go.
But hang on, there's another new PS4 coming really, really soon as well.
Yes. Well, this is
So
just
is
they've
this
updated.
this is
an
the
updated
old
one.
technology PS4, just a bit smaller.
This is the Xbox, whatever the S was, the Xbox One S. This is just that.
This is just the PlayStation 2 Slim. You know when they took the PlayStation... Remember when the PlayStation 2 was massive and then it became tiny? We were like, what the fuck? It's that, but they haven't really got it that much tinier.
Also,
It's just a bit
can we
quieter.
acknowledge the fact that the PS4 Slim looks shit?
Well, the PS4 looks pretty shitty. Yeah, the PS4...
Yeah, but this
it
looks
loses
shitter.
its angles. It kind of just looks a bit... Meh.
Yeah, like it had all it has going for it is the angles, and they went, okay, let's just round all the angles and make it look like a sandwich.
Yeah.
It does look like a sandwich.
I'm currently uploading and downloading. I should probably stop that. Thinking
The
about
PS4 Sandwich Edition.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the PS4 Sandwich Edition. I mean, we've had.
Oh god, there's some
lean
hang on.
grilling
There's some form of PS4 Slim. PS4 needs to go and eat a sound PS4. I don't know. There's a joke in here somewhere.
Okay. Oh, basically. Ha! Lol. I've got this great live blog. This is where is it? Ars Technica's doing like pretty much quoting every single line, which is very nice. It's like having
Oh
subtitles.
wow! Did you know the PS4 Neo? It has whatever this. It's got HDR and 4K, like 4K like menus. The literal exact same features of the Xbox One S.
Yeah.
The literal.
I just like this. I just like this line of with PS4, we're pretty much maxing out what 1080p displays can do with most games. Well, they can also do, say for instance 60 FPS.
Fucking not.
They could do 60 FPS. Like that's something that they
hang on.
definitely can do.
No, here's the thing though. Most of the fucking games don't even run at 1080.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What the fuck? What's the point? Like, why do they not? Why do they not acknowledge this? I don't. Why is this? Oh, it's called the PS. It's called the PS4 Pro. What the fuck?
What?
Is that the new one? Is it?
No, this might be the new. I've got the stream open, but it's muted. So
Wait, sorry. The Slim one's the Pro.
I don't know.
No, that's just the PS4. This is
So is
like
the
next one.
Neo now the really Pro?
No, this is the launch one. So that's the standard replacement one. This is their This is the Neo. This is their Pro. PS4.
Okay, well that makes a bit
PS4
more sense. If the Slim was the Pro, that would be.
yeah, but how?
PS4 Pro.
No, wait, right, okay. So the Pro name, I mean, Apple have done that with like their laptops, and it kind of makes sense because like, hey, this is the like prosumer version for professionals.
Okay,
how do you
just
have a
quick point.
professional games
Wait,
console?
what did you just say?
If you say that word again, I will come to your house and beat you with sticks.
Prosumer.
What is that even supposed to mean?
I hate
consumer,
words
that's-
like that. They
A
actually
consumer
make
who's a
me-
professional?
They make me angry. Like Banoffee. I just want to stab people who merge
John,
words together.
okay, just while we're talking about words, John, can you please say frothy?
No, I can't. I've been
Say it.
informed this
Say
many
it, John.
times.
Try.
I can't
Try
say
and
it.
say it. Say Mr. Frothy.
Mr. Throthy.
Whoa, John! What the fuck? John, why was there a TH in that?
He can't say frothy. He just says he says throthy, and I don't know why.
I don't know. Leave me alone. This is bullying online.
Interesting.
We're sort of going all over the place. I'm apologizing.
Oh my god, I just realised it's the PlayStation for professionals, the PS4 Pro.
But that's what I don't
The
get.
Pro
How do you-
Station.
Like, it makes sense
I'm
on a
thinking
laptop.
for me.
Not a games console. Like, on a laptop, it's like, yeah, this is for professionals. And on a PlayStation, it's like, what, are you going to game? What the fuck? What?
It's more than double the power of the GPU. 2 gigs!
Have they brought back the duck, by the way? Remember the duck in PS2 advertising?
Yes!
What have happened?
There
What
was always
happened
the
to the insane
physics
duck?
duck. I love the physics duck.
Bring back the terrifying duck that made no sense.
Oh my god. It can reach resolutions not thought possible on a console in 2016. 720p.
Okay, so on the buzzwords for what they've got, it says extraordinary gaming, and above it says upgraded GPU, boosted the clock rate, and interprobability with a little brain symbol.
That just means the timer don't work on it. You can't plus anything of this.
It's got a larger hard drive. Like what? They boosted the clock rate. It's like, oh, we got a new port of fucking Saints Row 2 coming, and just fucking complete the game in 3 minutes.
Everything runs just a lot faster.
No. Oh, 4K, great, yeah.
Wonderful.
For all those games that were HD TV.
Wow.
Like, without any sound, it's just buzzwords appearing.
Unparalleled experience. These guys know PCs exist, right?
PlayStation VR, yeah, well...
This is really interesting, because as soon as we've got the proper specs of the PS4 Pro, we can figure out how cheap you could make a PC that's superior to it.
They're fucking doing the
this
the
isn't
image
specs.
thing.
They're not giving us any specs. They're
They're
never
doing
give
the
us
image
specs.
thing where they show like how 4K has more pixels. People know 4K has more pixels. PlayStation.
Yeah,
quite a lot, in fact.
It's seriously sort your fucking frame rates out. There are some games I'm playing that are just unplayable as shit on consoles. I'm like, this is not nice anymore. This is a horrible experience. It's just, bleh.
Like, you know what? I can deal with 30 in a lot of games, but the fact that some games are running at like 25.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, then again, this is what we're doing when we boost up to these things. Games that are released for both will be shittier on the actual PS4. In the same way that Nintendo released that fucking unplayable version of whatever their Dynasty Warriors what was that Dynasty Warriors spin-off?
Hyrule Warriors?
Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
Runs at like 15 frames per second on the 3DS, which is horrible. Also, have you seen, right, just jumping onto a new thing, Pokemon Sun and Moon, that footage, every time they show footage, it is laggy as shit. And then they're going, oh, it's going to get better. But then I was thinking, is that running on the new 3DS? Because if that's running at the new 3DS, then that is going to be horrific.
I'll give them a breakdown. They've only had 22 trailers to get it right so far. let them have another 14 and maybe they'll sort it out.
I do enjoy the reveal in the new trailer that Pokemon Sun takes place during the day and Pokemon Night takes place during the night. That's
Whoa!
It. That's like the whole...
They've also revealed another dragon. Because there weren't enough of them, Nintendo, you fuckers!
When they announced...
Palm trees are dragons! Then there's a new dragon called Jagmuo or whatever the fuck. Dragons for everyone! Because we invented fairy types and we have to justify their existence even though they shouldn't fucking exist. Let's do it by creating a needlessly large number of Pokemon they work against. Yay!
Oh, apparently
this makes me angry.
Is that Spider-Man they're showing off or something?
They're currently showing some sort of like samurai game.
They've remastered the original Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Oh, don't make me jizz. Please.
1080p, 60 FPS, flawless. It's beautiful.
What was that fucking game that launched with the PS4, the Victorian one? What was it called?
The
shit one.
The werewolf crappy one that didn't end.
Spider-Man. They definitely got Spider-Man on the screen for a while there.
1812. The War of 1812.
Fuck. Damn. Fucking Steve.
1812 Total War. Shut up, if that was it. Go for
Whatever that was.
Yes.
Right. Didn't that run at like 720 with black borders and like at like 20?
No, but the black borders were an artistic choice.
The Order 1886.
Artistic choice.
That one. Right. But can we establish the fact that that couldn't even run at 1080?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're trying to be like, hey, let's game at 4K. You can't even do 1080 yet.
That the stylistic choice of making the outside feel like a claustrophobic inside was a very interesting one. It was, yeah.
They're showing off Tomb Raider now.
Yeah, this is a very... Oh my god. Oh my god, they said it! They said it can add to the emotion in games. Really?
Oh, fuck
better
off.
graphics can add to the emotion. I just wish anybody who thought that would go back and play something like, I don't know, Final Fantasy VII or something. That's what... Remember when we used to have emotion by actually having characters and well-told stories of video games and not just graphics? Graphics make... Is Peter Molyneux currently running the PlayStation thing?
God, Sony.
Is this supposed to look more impressive, by the way?
You know what game really was the most emotional fucking game I've ever played? Papers, Please is a game that fucks you up, and it's done in MS Paint.
This is the thing.
Oh, new GTA possibly, or Watch Dogs. They're interchangeable.
It's just Watch Dogs 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
It looks the same as the footage we've already seen for the existing PS4. I don't understand.
Well,
Because it is. Because they were showing that one off. Probably.
Wait, hang on. So displayed images are PS4 Pro images. So this is supposed to be better than what we've already seen, but it's not. It's exactly the
Pro
same.
features
It's not because
vary
nobody's
from
watching it
title
on a
to title.
4K screen. Everyone's still watching it in a tiny window somewhere. That's the slight issue of this. I've got to set my fucking screens up properly to get this all done properly. Ugh.
I'm really looking forward to the new
Jack,
PS4
see you
version of
again.
Resident Evil 4, by the way.
Don't make me.
So at this point, right, so we're looking at Microsoft. Microsoft are kind of supporting the PC a lot more now than they were, right?
Yeah.
Well, in the
then-
shittest way possible, they keep releasing broken games that don't work on Windows 10 and then eventually getting around to releasing them on Steam, which
True.
people actually want later.
But they're getting a bit better, slowly.
Yeah.
And they're acknowledging the fact the PC exists and is better for things.
Yeah.
And
Why is
Ninten-
why is what's his face from Community and the late night?
oh my
thingy?
god!
Why is it what's his face?
Oh,
What's his face?
a thing just came up and said, "What can the human eye see?"
No, it didn't, did it?
Oh, fuck me! Look at this twat.
The
It's
human
fucking-
vision can see a large range of luminosity and colours. Oh my god.
Fucking
Can it?
Sony Brian Cox here. Fuck's sake.
No, it's not. It's John Oliver. That's it. Thank you, chat. Jesus.
Well, it's
Christ,
John
I'm
Oliver
terrible.
and fucking Brian Cox.
He's like,
just having
look
a-
at all these colours, and on my screen it's like pink, and then the other half's just white, and I'm like, oh, okay. All the fantasy heads just being shown out just
Sorry,
white.
is Sony boasting they've just invented some new colours?
Yeah, we're going to introduce today purple, move.
We've brought the...
and shalababla.
They've brought a doctor of colour out to
my
discuss
God.
the colours they've invented.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh my
We've
God.
invented a brand new colour. It's
Okay.
not quite blue. It's not quite green. What is it? Is it cyan? Okay, fine. Yeah, it's cyan.
green.
I just came out of watching the Apple conference for 2 hours, and that was pretty shit for the most part. And this is shitter.
But at no point
is
did they try and
sad.
invent new colours.
Well, no, they did. Apple came out and went, "Hey,
Steve
it's got a
Jobs.
higher gambit of colours," and then they moved on.
Yeah, that's
It was a
that's
small
broadly
talking
what,
point.
Yeah, 'cause-
that's
Recently, I've been replaying Sonic 3 to get myself pumped up for Sonic Mania, and I keep going, man, look at all these colours that aren't here. Oh, wait, no, I'm not, because it's actually a well-constructed game with very nice colour palette. I don't care. None of these, nobody cares. At this point, I don't know, there's nobody here going, oh, yeah, colour. I was imitating wanking while I was saying that.
Well, colour is nice. It's the fucking shit zombie thing. Look, the new Hitman level is on there.
I do like that it's that shit zombie thing. I'm going, wow, look at all those boring colours.
Yeah.
Brown, green, beige, we're done here.
But this is the problem.
What's Days Gone? That's not the zombie game.
I know it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's a zombie game.
No, it might be a zombie game, but is that the
the
same
one
as
that-
DayZ or State of Decay
No,
or all the other zombie
no.
games
That's
it
the
looks
one they
identical to?
finished E3 on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Awful thing.
bothered with Sony's E3 because it looked
No.
too dreadful.
It was. It's awful. But
It just
right.
looks like State of Decay
It's
or
also
Days
the new
or all the other zombie games because
or
all
the
the
new
zombie
Hitman
games look
level.
the same. Why can't zombie games look different?
Because fuck it.
Why do they
This is why-
always have to look like this?
This is
why I talk about the
Exactly
colour
like
thing,
this.
though.
Why do
Because Sony
all
have-
games look like this? There's very few games that actually go, well, that looks interesting, being made by AAA companies these
Yeah, but
days.
zombie games are uniquely kind of fussy about, like, we've got to set it in rural America with rundown barns. Even The Walking Dead episode 1 started off with a rundown barn rural thing.
It's because a lot of people go, wow, we really like boring things.
Well, the thing is, it makes sense from like a television production thing because it's easy to film zombie shit
In the middle of fucking nowhere,
barn.
where there's going to be no
Yeah.
disruptions, no airplanes
And you don't have to
going
rent
over.
out like a city or anything because that's
Yeah.
a pain in the ass. But video games, amazingly, have the freedom to do whatever they want and just try and imitate TV in the interim.
Now, Uncharted 4 definitely already came out. That one I'm certain has already happened.
Yeah, but with the PlayStation 4 Pro, this might actually hit the 60 FPS that they promised when they started developing the fucking thing.
It's infamous. And all
Oh
this
my
shit,
god!
like-
Sorry, this guy is just saying things. HDR allows explosions to be hundreds of times brighter than a standard TV. Yeah, that's not actually a good thing if my TV suddenly went 100 times brighter. Just... Are they
like-
selling us TVs at this point?
I don't like this, because it is just then going, look at colours, and I'm like sat there going, I've never been playing a video game and been sat there going, if only that was slightly brighter.
Yeah, if only the colours were ever so slightly nicer.
Like, I'm not... It's not... It's a null issue. If I'm immersed in a good video game, that just doesn't matter.
Plus, I've got this button on my TV that I can press if I want slightly more vibrant colour.
Yeah, I tend to...
So I feel like I've solved Sony's problem for them without years of research and without a doctor of colourology inventing new colours.
To the VOD and to the live stream people, you can watch the Sony stream. If you're live, you can watch it on Sony's Twitch. If you're not live, well, you can probably watch it. So don't bother.
I like that they just did a scan line going over and I didn't see the fucking difference.
I can't see the difference either.
They had a fog or something.
I mean, at least with Return to Arkham, you can see the difference. You can't say one's better than the other, but you can see a difference.
You see, I'm like, that looks shittier. What happened there? I do enjoy that. I look at that and like, that you should not have touched this. It looked pretty good in the first place, really.
Return to Arkham actually looks in some places worse than the original, which is impressive.
Yeah.
But this is what frustrates me about Sony and Xbox now. Especially now. They're doing it more than they used to. Really pushing the graphics. Like, just the flashiness of them. And that was what the Order 1886 was. And they're doing that a lot more than they were. Because they're doing it continuously, because they're fucking doing these new consoles. It's not a case of like, hey, there's a couple of launch titles that are like that, and then they were fine for 8 years, and then it happens again. No, they're doing this every fucking 2 years now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't care. Nobody cares. Yeah, that'll sell your console, but nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Oh, is it Farana? I like Farana.
I like that forward compatibility just came up on the screen. That made me feel good.
No, like, I fucking... Oh... God.
Oh shit! Sorry, I was talking about it earlier. Did you see when I was saying the Pokemon Sun and Moon thing? They've announced new creatures that are in the game that aren't Pokemon.
Well, kind of. They've released a null type, but they don't really know what that means because it is still a normal type.
Type null is just the name of the creature, but there's that UBO1 thing it's an Ultra Beast and it's not a Pokemon. It's classified as not a Pokemon.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
The official website says that this could be a threat to both humans and Pokemon. Everything that it says basically separates it off. It's a creature, it's not a Pokemon. They refer to it separately.
The exact same thing was true in Pokemon Colosseum 2, where there was the mysterious X01 experiment, and it just turned out to be a Lugia once you purified it. That thing will just be a Pokemon, so that's something done with it.
That's not. I can point something out that is not actually a Pokemon, and I can prove it because it looks identical to one of the new people that they've unveiled. There's those 4 people dressed in white. One of them looks identical to it, and I'm assuming that they just turned to those creatures for some reason. So, spoiler warning there for Pokemon Sun and Moon if the art director was really lazy. But I don't care.
On the subject of Nintendo...
Can you catch humans in a Pokeball?
Probably.
Yes, in the first Pokemon movie.
Ah.
Otherwise, no.
Oh my god, that's really fucking dark. That's what I would do.
They did. Well, the first Pokemon movie was really dark. It was all about like how Mewtwo wanted to bloody start catching humans and shit. And cloning Pokemon and catching humans and all sorts of really dark stuff. But then they never went anywhere near there again.
Yeah. That's a weird thing.
But, no, right. On the subject of Nintendo and Pokemon, right? Apple event. They were there. Niantic and fucking Nintendo were there. Miyamoto was there.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go fucking came out. And literally the saddest man in the world came out during that to be like, we're making Pokemon Go.
Can I point something out to you?
Apple Watch.
Pokemon Go has made more money, has already made more money than the Warcraft movie, then Independence Day 2, then the Angry Birds movie, and then Star Trek and Ghostbusters combined.
But all those films are terrible.
That's true, but all films are terrible. We know this as a rule.
They did well in the box office, though. But someone said to me on Twitter...
Actually, I haven't seen the new Star Trek, and people are saying it's actually quite good, so
It's pretty good.
That woman's hair looks terrible. It doesn't look in any way realistic. It just looks like she's got some little wiggly snakes that really want to be free.
For context, on the PlayStation 4 thing, it's that it's that game that's
like, some woman's come on stage. John hates women, so...
It's like, hey, it's the past, but also here are weird robot dinosaurs.
Oh, Dawn, Zero Dark 30 Hour.
There's a robot Stegosaurus with the USS Enterprise fucking main hull section, fucking saucer section on its head, and it's fucking... That's all it is.
Yeah.
So there's your context.
Yeah.
I know it's
and
hard
there's
to
a woman
imagine
whose hair really wants to break free and live independently.
Legitimately,
That woman's hair does not want to be anywhere near her.
It's awful dreadlocks. Just okay. Imagine a big giraffe, like a giraffe, like 3 times the size of a normal giraffe, but it's a robot. And its head is the standard Enterprise, not the JG one. Yeah, the saucer section from the Constitution class.
And she just snapped the neck of an ostrich because she's a monster.
And it's got some bits of... I mean, it's doing something now which looks kind of very Shadow of the Colossus-y, where she's climbing up.
No, it doesn't, because it's got very obvious climbing points.
No, it does, but that's why I said kind of.
Horrible. Really, this game is falling into that every other video game category. Because every game... Remember we discussed this at E3? Every game looks identical at this point.
It's doing what fucking the new Mirror's Edge does. It's like, hey, you know those ledges you can climb up? They're really obviously painted for some reason.
Well, everything does that. It's just some people are very good at making it, not know which one she's climbing. Shadow Colossus has...
It is nice that the Enterprise giraffe has, let a little staircase up to the top of its head where its weak point is. That's bloody lovely.
It's quite useful.
Because Shadow of the Colossus, it was a struggle to get up, and you had to, that
was the point, because the levels were puzzles. And that's what a lot of people don't remember, and a lot of people get wrong when they try and emulate it, is that getting up the creature was a puzzle. Getting onto it in the first place, then working out how to go up, then working out where its weak point is, and climbing all around it was actually a puzzle more than anything else. But yeah, this thing falls into that, here's what every AAA game looks like now. This, God of War, that zombie one, fucking Recore. You know Recore, remember that game that's been mentioned in the last 2 E3s? With the robots and things?
Yeah, it's coming out.
It's a week away!
Week or 2. Yeah.
It's literally, it's 6 days away.
But they really don't want to talk to anyone, by the way. I spent 20 minutes trying to find someone to talk to about that, and they do not want to put out a press email, a press kit, anything.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, they desperately don't want to talk to anyone.
God, I completely forgot about this.
Yeah, it's a week away. I've heard nothing about it.
Oh, they're hiding it, I think. They really don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
In the end, I had to just email someone on the dev team and be like, do you happen to know who I should be speaking to about this?
Yeah, so that was actually more advertising than they've done for this game. That's quite bad for them. Yeah.
Man in a suit, talking
House.
about boring business things, businessman in a suit, talking about Sony.
You know what? I don't know how Andrew
That's your summary of the event there.
See, Andrew House, as a man, is ridiculous. Right? But somehow manages to still be boring.
Small, eh, Matt? So I didn't quite know what you meant by that, so I ran with it.
I don't know either. I'm looking at him and he just looks like a bloke in a suit.
No, that's it, though. That's why he's
That's so ridiculous to you? He wore a suit?
No, because he's ridiculous, not in the haha funny way. He's ridiculous in just he comes out and he tries to be enthusiastic, but he really can't be.
He's like,
I am Andrew House, and I'm here to announce this new system.
That's actually a good impression. He's what a chartered accountant would make in Saints Row 3.
That's why it's ridiculous.
That's what he looks like. He's like...
Oh, they've even got colours going along the bottom of the screen to indicate they've invented the new colours.
All right, yeah.
But they didn't mention when they were showing off the PS4, the new DualShock. Because it's got the light bar on the top now. The controller has the bar on the top, the front toppy bit. I don't know why. But
everyone wanted that. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, there's been mic problems. He's holding a mic now. Is he about to drop the mic? Is he about to go? Yeah, we've cancelled Last Guardian.
There's a guy from Activision on stage, and I have a lot of problems with Activision now.
Do you? Is it that Call of Duty has a PlayStation VR exclusive mission?
There's fucking loads of PlayStation VR fucking exclusive games, so frankly at this point I've just ignored them all.
Yeah. Although I do like the new Call of Duty looks really stupid, and I'm gonna definitely buy it because it looks.
Oh, fun. Totally, yeah. No, it looks.
Some of the multiplayer missions and stuff look like the multiplayer maps and stuff are like everything's like a massive and you're tiny at a picnic or something, and I was like, I like that. Look at that. That's my kind of jam right there. Although Final Fantasy 15 did it first.
While waiting for him to do anything, let's just shit on Nintendo a bit more. So, Metroid Federation Force, the game that nobody wanted and everybody who wanted a Metroid game hated, came out and entered the 3DS chart, not all the full game chart, just the 3DS chart, at number 15.
Wow.
3 below Mario Kart 7, which has been out for 5 years at this point.
It sold less than 5,000 copies in Japan.
Yep. So, which possibly goes to show when nobody wants a game, don't
in a
bother.
week.
Yeah, it's incredible, really, how bad it is.
Wow.
I mean, and it got reviewed. Well, it got reviewed fairly badly. 66 on Metacritic. Not a disaster, but not good either.
No.
But 15 in the 3DS chart after it comes out is appalling.
That is terrible. That's
Yeah.
underneath Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Lego Star Wars Force Awakens, Mario Kart 7 for fuck's sake,
Yep, 5 years old.
Pokemon Super Mystery
5
Dungeon,
years old.
Monster Hunter Generations, Animal Crossing New Leaf, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, Pokemon Omega Ruby, Pokemon X, Pokemon Y, Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, Yokai Watch, Tamagotchi Life, and New Super Mario Bros. 2.
God, okay, on screen now, I think this is they've got fucking the new Call of Duty on the screen, and they're showing off all the colours and HDR and stuff like that. But here's what I found really annoying about looking at that sequence, right? Mm-hmm. You know when you have really bright colours and everything's a bit of like it looks really nice on a film,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't work in video games because
You can't see shit.
yeah, that's
In a film,
And when you
know
say bright
what-
colours, you just mean normal grey but with some extra yellow thrown in. 'Cause there's just a lot of
like,
yellow.
It was just like fucking fire from the ground. Oh, the sun. Oh, that. Oh, exposure. And I'm just sat there going, I want to see things.
This is why I always turn depth of field and blur off.
yeah,
because
it's not.
Because if you've got like they work in films, because in a film we have to track. I mean, the film's dealing with 24 FPS, so they have to have blur on, otherwise you'll get sick. But with depth of field, it's because they know what you're going to be looking at, and that's how it works. Like, they want you to look at a very specific thing. Whereas in a game, they don't quite know what you're going to be looking at, so depth of field is silly, and blur is extra silly, because if you've got 60 FPS, your eyes will blur it properly anyway.
Well, see, I quite liked the way Fallout 4 did depth of field, because it only turns it on when you're in conversations with stuff, in that kind of cutscene mode. And that makes sense there.
Yeah,
that's
because
fine.
that is the bit that's directed. That makes sense. I turn it off anyway, but yeah.
I'm sick. I'm just sick. It is mainly these mainly big push AAA console releases where they just go graphics. Look, it looks like a movie. I'm sat there going, it's a video game, not a movie.
Yeah.
It's a different medium.
Yeah.
It doesn't have
all
to...
I'm seeing in this Call of Duty thing is I'm like, look at all those dark spaces, which will be really annoying to see people in. Like that orange and black with bright oranges and dark blacks. I'm going to be like, that's going to be really hard to see people when you're shooting.
Luckily, you're shooting robots, so the robots will glow.
And take
Which is
1,000
fine.
shots and not reveal that they're being shot if it's something like the last piece of shit Call of Duty.
God.
By the way, are we still feeling, is the general consensus still Battlefield 1, yay, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, boo, or has that
Oh, it
changed
is.
because Battlefield
No.
1's beta came out and it was broken and shit?
No, that consensus still fine.
I mean, it was
Everyone's-
quite good, it was just broken.
I'd like to
No,
point out that's not my consensus, because I don't give a fuck about Battlefield 1. I desperately never will.
No, yeah, no.
A lot of people seem to feel like it's quite broken and buggy right now.
Yeah, but people, that's not changing people's opinions on it, though, is the thing. People are like, oh, it's buggy, but it's just a beta.
Yeah.
I spoke about this in a video on my YouTube channel about how
Ooh.
companies are just using betas as a word, as just like a marketing tool.
Did EA just... Ooh, they're talking about Mass Effect Andromeda, but they're not going to show it, because no one's showing Mass Effect Andromeda, which is really, really worrying me.
Some of the EA's like, oh, are we actually working on that? They look around like, oh shit, somebody check BioWare. There's a
Come
phone.
on, show some gameplay. Show
it
actual
cuts-
gameplay.
Cuts to
Can-
BioWare and there's like a phone ringing. Everyone's
gameplay.
died from a gas leak, and they're like, nah, I'm sure they're working on it.
I'll look at the gameplay, lighting effects, darkness, and more lighting effects. Also, Dan, someone in the chat has just, you've been told, Dan, Dan, you don't give a fuck about anything. Shut up.
Oh, that was from British Politeness Police. Wow. Yeah.
name.
So I like things. I like a lot of things, but I don't really care for AAA games. As you've probably
Mass
been able
Effect
to tell.
Andromeda, that's being shown by the way. It's him.
It looks pretty. I like the fact that it feels like there's like motion in a big open area and the jetpacky thing and
Yeah,
whatever.
but here's the problem, right? If it wasn't for the fucking like Mass Effect font on the back of his thing, I wouldn't know it was Mass Effect.
Oh no, that looks like some sort of cheap AAA game right now. That's not.
It looks like every other AAA game, as we were just saying.
Yeah.
It looks a bit worrying. Well, I don't mind scanning. It looks a little bit worryingly like
jetpack.
third-person No Man's Sky.
Oh my god, no! No! God, no!
I still haven't tried No Man's Sky.
It's terrible. Don't.
Yeah,
Well, I know, but I wanted to try it so I could like talk about it on here.
done.
Also, that looks a little bit linear. The fact that
the
you
problem
push
is-
a button to open a specific path that leads you forward a bit. This is looking a little linear.
For context to the people who aren't watching this, which is most people watching, John.
This is kind of turned into a bit of a live streaming thing, but it's on at the time, and there's a thing.
Yeah, the Sony comment is just on while we're watching this, so fuck it.
I like that the guy who's tweeting or messaging for us, live blogging, that's the word, for us, whatever it's called, is basically saying he's sitting in front of a 240-inch screen and doesn't really see any difference.
Did you fucking see? Right, Apple made a Twitter account for the first time, right?
Oh,
Wow.
yes, this was brilliant.
They made the Twitter account finally for this fucking event, and the fucking social media manager tweeted all the announcements about the iPhone 7 an hour before they launched the iPhone 7.
That person's going to get such a bad annual review.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
all the
gonna have to
videos,
pay
like, all the
for his
promotional
headphones.
tweets. Like, they clearly scheduled them, but just hadn't set a time.
Seriously, this Mass Effect gameplay is really fucking boring.
I know.
The problem is,
button,
the
push
Mass
button.
Effect's always been about, like, people and chatting and societies and
For
humanity
me-
finding its place in a wide universe, and this is... The
When-
fact
when
that
I
they've
think
decided to
about Mass
focus
Effect-
on the middle of nowhere is weird.
Yeah, when I think of it's the bit that's done, really. But when I think about Mass Effect, I think about wandering around the Citadel talking to people. That's literally all I ever did. It was just...
There's an
Yeah,
aside.
Yeah, it should be about people. Oh, is it the Asari with the little smear on across her eyes? Because everyone likes
Yeah.
her for some
I
reason.
thought that we were doing
got pink
entirely new
coat.
races and shit.
No, because they sent some people out to investigate the new galaxy. So we sent some people from the old galaxy. But everyone they meet is going to be new people.
Okay, and they're
they don't-
shooting now.
Well,
Bang.
otherwise, like, if you're gonna have an entire new galaxy with new people, then what's the point of even calling it Mass Effect?
Also, where were these people a second ago?
I don't know.
Because, like, in
they
the
were
game,
in
you
his
know,
ass,
John,
RPG
John.
style.
Okay, you two are terrorists.
Sorry, that goes from this live blog, and that's
Give
the
some
end of the demo.
context to it.
Sorry,
God
that's
damn.
the end of the demo. Light applause.
Blimey, that thing I just saw was explosive.
I
God
just,
damn.
I just like the two-word sentence. Light applause.
But didn't she used to have two boobs a minute ago?
What the fuck's happening now?
I don't know
Sorry, I
what
think I
John's
went.
watching,
Sorry,
but
I've gone to a different Twitch chat. It was more interesting.
Okay, good. Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing? The thing.
I want to talk about Resident Evil 4.
Why it's amazing. Even with its
Well,
tank
kind
controls.
of. Well, here's the thing. Resident Evil 4 was amazing, and they've yet to make it as good as it was on the GameCube, which is quite frankly amazing. Because they're going to release the Ultimate Edition on PS4 and Xbox One, and they're still not going to be as good as the GameCube versions.
Uh-huh.
Which is impressive, because I want to go over this, because I actually kind of did the reading around this. This is quite frankly impressive. The GameCube version was converted into an inferior PS3 version, which messed everything up. And that was converted into the original PC version back in 2007,
Which was
which
terrible.
sure had the higher resolution, but also had, they took out fire effects, they took out dust particles, the colours were all washed out, it looked kind of terrible. Next to the GameCube version. So they managed to make a PC version that was inferior to a GameCube version. Then they said, okay, fine, we screwed that up. And they took the GameCube version and they tried to make it again into a PC version, which was a bit better, which is now being converted into the Ultimate Edition of the PS4 and Xbox One, which is still going to look worse than the GameCube version.
Yes.
Going to be 1080p, but there's literally zero anti-aliasing, so there's going to be jaggies everywhere. It's going to run at 60 FPS,
The original
apart from
did.
when it doesn't. Because all
Apart
of
from
the
it doesn't,
pre-rendered
yeah.
animations are going to use the original animations. So it's going to be 60, but when you reload a rifle, the rifle that's filling up a bit of the screen, you're going to reload that in 30,
that's-
while the rest of the world's going in
It's what Assassin's
60.
Creed Syndicate did, where the fucking animations on the cloth on the fucking
Horrible.
characters were in 30.
So
That was
all
so
of your
annoying.
weapon, in fact, all of the weapon animations and everything in the Ultimate Edition are going to be running at 30, and the rest of the world's going to be running at 60, and it's going to look awful. Just awful. So
Yeah.
they've yet to make a version of Resident Evil 4 that looks as good as the GameCube version, so well done everyone involved there. You've had 5 attempts, and you've yet to make one as good as the GameCube version.
Oh god! Apparently, they say every PS4 will be HDR compatible within next week. Who cares? And this is a transition we haven't seen since the move from SD to HD. No, that was massive. That was incredible because we went from shitty quality to you need to go up that sort of same scale again.
Yeah, but you
4K,
need
but
different
that's not-
TVs for that to happen.
Yeah,
Alright,
but you
HDR is
literally-
nice.
You'll need to just make it look like better than real life to some degree. It's not
but
that
there's the-
big jump again.
Yeah,
They
HDR
just snuck some
nice,
Skyrim footage
but-
in there, and Skyrim is not going to look any better on PS4 Pro than the enhanced edition is on PS4. That was just a lie.
Yeah.
Like I don't get it because like fucking yeah, as I say, HDR is a nice thing, but it is. I mean, it's just a nice little thing, really. It's like a garnish on a cake. It's not. It's not. You don't sell the garnish.
Yeah.
You don't. But
the thing is, if they're going, oh, everyone gets a HDR, because apparently the PS4s, all the PS4s are updating for it, then surely you don't need extra
Why the fucking
firepower or
Pro,
anything.
then?
What's the point of this new thing?
it's got 4K for all those games that won't run in 4K.
Okay, but these current ones don't run on fucking 10. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god! The PS4 Pro is literally just.
Oh my god, it's huge.
It's just like it's just a normal one with an extra layer. It looks like a double layered sandwich.
It looks like a PS4 for the people on the VOD. It looks like a PS4, and they've just glued another thing to it. Ooh, £349. That's not bad.
It's not on the base models. It's 260.
349 is pretty good, because that's 50 quid fucking cheaper than that new fucking Death Star fucking Lego. Fuck me, they've had £150 to the price of the new fucking Death Star.
It's the same as the old
And it's
one
only
as well.
got 200 new pieces and some slightly tightened up minifigures. It's almost identical to the old one. It's extra £150. Because it's 400 quid. The old one launched at 250. Jesus fucking Christ.
Or you could buy 1 and a 7th PS4 Pros.
I'm going to buy nothing. Fuck it.
Because you've already got a good PC, so that's vastly superior already.
Was that their
I don't
entire meeting, by the way? Was that it?
Yeah, because I really don't get why they're rounding the edges on these things. It just makes it look shitter.
Yeah.
Like, it only looked... That was something that fell over.
It only looked... Oh, John shot himself. He had a
No, I
big
don't-
bit on this.
I just... It's like the one thing it had going for it, it was kind of looked interesting. I mean, it wasn't a nice design, but it looked interesting at least. Well, that was literally it.
I think that's it, yeah.
What
was
about
literally
PSVR? There was so much shit. Alright,
Literally it.
good. Well, that was the first half of
You
the...
can kind of smell the apathy and disappointment in the room. Just
I
no
like
one's
that it's
no one's
got a
standing up,
second
no
slot.
one's clapping.
like-
Everyone's just kind of sitting there. Some of them are just kind of getting up and going.
The fact
For
is,
context to-
it's because it's not exciting. It's just like, here's another one. Who gives a fuck? Oh, it's coming
to
out
give
November 10th as well, by the way.
To give some context to people who watch the Apple conference, not this is basically, imagine the Apple conference where they did the new Apple Watch, which it had no changes, and then imagine that happened, and then the conference just ended.
Yeah.
That's this.
I will say that for that PS4 Pro, I mean, they should have built that a little bit
The
more.
pricing's good.
Yeah,
but
the
frankly,
pricing is really tight. I mean, November 10th is really tight, so it's this Christmas, whereas Scorpio is next year. But extra £100 just for 4K and still 30 FPS, like, it's a tough sell.
Well, no, that's the thing though. You're saying an extra £100 for 4K, but like what? Like 3 games are going to run in 4K.
Yeah.
Like this is the problem. Like, it's all well and good saying it can do 4K, but like the current PS4 can do 1080, but only like a couple of games at 1080.
Yeah, only the games that actually are, like, shitty enough that will do that. If you push something too far, like, it's not going to be like every game, because fucking Star Citizen isn't going to run on PS4 in anything. That's just not a game that's going to run on you. It's sorry, but that's the truth. But yeah,
So good news, now that that's over, we can now start talking about things without referring to something you probably can't see.
I feel like we were explaining in full sentences. You know when you get those exam questions that are like, full sentences, that's why. God, they really are showing that Horizon Zero Dawn game off a lot, and I really do not give a fuck. And they showed a bit of Spider-Man, and it's just him sitting on a thing, and that was it. He was just sitting down.
Okay. I'm looking at our list of 1080p 60 FPS games on PS4, and it's actually a reasonably large list.
Yes, but they're largely things that are tiny and small. I'm assuming something like Bloons would work.
Wolfenstein, Warframe, Trine, WE2K15, Tomb Raider,
I'd like to
Sniper
point out
Elite,
that the 2K games, they tend to
COD,
have like lower FPSs as you
Borderlands,
play.
F1. These are 60. These are games that are apparently running at 60.
Yeah, but a lot of them are sort of the older remakes tend to go bigger.
Yeah, no, they are, yeah.
There's nothing-
Can we actually
Yeah.
can we trust this list though? Is this actually like theoretically 60, but you know it'll drop the moment anything
probably
busy
is.
starts happening?
Yeah.
Like even looking at like stuff like fucking what, like Assassin's Creed Syndicate ran at 900p 30 on the PS4.
Because 60 is fine. Like Hitman runs 60 on PS4 when nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Then something starts happening and it doesn't anymore.
So for the people who are asking, will I get a PS4 Pro? Yeah, it depends if we can turn HDCP off or not. Whatever the fuck that thing is. Because you can't turn it off on the PS TV. Which annoys. That's the thing that says, like, oh, you might be being a pirate, so we can't let you copy this footage out anywhere. So I can't do that. That's why I've never covered a Vita game on the channel, because that can't be turned off. So entirely 100... Because the PS4, when it launched, you couldn't turn it off, and they had to patch it in. So I'm assuming that they will be able to be turned off. But if it's not able to be turned off, then I will not buy one, because there's literally no point.
Looking at...
Yeah, you can
right
look at
there.
things. You know what? I'm a little tired.
You know what? I've got happier news for console owners.
Really?
Do you?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a thing called a PC that you can purchase.
No, let's be nice.
No,
If you own an Xbox One...
You know what console gamers are? They're the slow clue at the back of the class. It's like, we all have to not learn as many things.
Stop being racist to console owners.
They're there going, oh, I bet my glitter glue. And we're here going, please, we just want to play The Witcher 3 in, like, nice quality. And they're like, And, you know, they're just the kid that slows down the entire class. What we should do is we should just bundle them all off and separate them all off into their own little corner. Be like, okay, you go over there. Well, you know, no console left behind is what I'm sort of thinking of here. Just put them all in their own thing. But then that's sort of how the Wii U develops, so I don't fucking know.
If you do have an Xbox One, and that's fine, that's a perfectly respectable choice you make.
Okay. So just to add to that, it is, but, I mean, it's like 10 people, but go on.
Yeah, I mean, also the PS4's cheaper and has the same games. So if you bought it for the exclusives, then you just have terrible
and runs
tasting
better.
games.
I'm actually, just a side note, I am looking at a list here of like, frame rate and resolution comparisons for the Xbox One and PS4. I'm pretty much always the PS, like most games that run at like 720 or like 900p on the Xbox One run at 1080 on the
But
PS4.
if you do have an Xbox One, because maybe you could only afford one console and that was the decision that you made, fair enough. On September the 21st, you get Firewatch, and you should buy it because it's amazing.
I've still not played that.
It's
alright.
It's gonna be one. It's possibly good. It's probably gonna be my number 2 game of the year, probably.
What, really?
Yeah.
It's number 1 right now for you.
Stellaris.
Oh, you have boring tasting games.
And then Hitman at number 3.
I can't put Stellaris in anything until I work out how to play it, and I'm about 30 hours in. I still don't know what the fuck's happening.
Okay, someone in the chat says the PS4 is more expensive now. Well, no, the Pro is. But
Pro's
the
always
base
more
model is like 250 or 60.
Yeah, I mean, get a console if you want to play games.
Like 260 is a very good price, I think, for like a modern console.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, PCs work out cheaper in the long run if you're buying a bunch of games, but if you want a reasonably capable console and you want to play a few games in it, that's 260.
I like how a lot of people say you can't. A lot of people can't afford a PC. I'm like, if you buy a PS4 and like 3 games, might as well just bought a PC.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because games are.
I think I
50,
literally just saw a thing on, like, I think there was something on Eurogamer just this week where someone basically made a PC for £300 that was better than a PS4.
Yeah, it's
well,
so easy to
anyway.
do. Plus, you're getting access to a lot of independent stuff, which, in my opinion, tends to be better because it's not just the game.
This is the key, because I think a lot of people who compare them, they look at the base price of the console versus the base price of the PC, and the PC will be more expensive.
Yeah.
But, as you say...
You'll save money on games very
you save money on the
quickly.
games. You know, you're paying £40-50 for a new game.
don't have to
Just
pay
literally
an
wait
online
for
fee
just
to
wait
play
for a Steam
multiplayer.
sale. Just wait for a Steam sale and then drop £60 on like 20 amazing games with very long lifespans.
Yeah. You have to. I mean, PS Plus is however many pounds a year as well. You've got to add on, or your Xbox Live, whatever the fuck it is.
I mean, yeah. In truth, a PlayStation is easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's plug and play.
Yeah, but the people who are watching this sort of thing probably don't care about
Well,
that.
no. PS4 is plug, play, then wait for it to update. Updating. How long? I don't know. My progress bar is just for show. Fuck you, player.
No, I fucking hate that, because like it is like the whole thing I liked about consoles was they were plug and play, but the disc and it worked. And now it's like, no, that's become more of a PC. I have a PC. Just please be a console. Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah.
Are you ready yet? No, I'm downloading and updating something else. What are you downloading and updating? Oh, it's some game from 2 years ago you haven't played. Well, don't do that then!
Oh, and I wouldn't even mind, like, if the fucking PlayStation servers weren't made of fucking paper mache.
They are
dreams.
terrible. Like, the
Let's see.
Xbox One, I think it updates less frequently and it updates a lot faster. I think they mess around a lot less. I think it is easier to plug and play with an Xbox One than a PS4.
I know. I distinctly remember, right, when we were doing the Fuster Cluck, that a lot of times we just had to cancel our plans because, like, we have to update the PlayStation. Well, that's no. Just takes so fucking long that we wouldn't even bother.
We've done that a fair bit. It's not been I can't because my console's not always on. My PC is always on because it's my work thing as well as my play thing. Like, it's a business thing. I mean, the fact is, it just does everything, and that's why I'm like, why would you do anything else? Like, it does everything for a long time.
That's it. I've got at this point, I've got an Xbox 360, a PS4, and a Wii U, and a classic Xbox. And I moved to this new flat maybe 5 months ago, and I put them under my TV, and they haven't been plugged in yet. And not once have I went, I should plug those in. They're just there, really.
Yeah.
I record off them occasionally. Sometimes a new game shows up that I get free through, like, PS Plus, and I might play that. That's why I think we played Zombie not long ago. That was why.
Yeah, but frankly...
It was kind of terrible. I shouldn't have played it, but
John,
it was there.
For the price of PS Plus, I could probably just buy the game.
I
True.
quite like my PS2. My PS2 gets a lot of playtime still, but that's because the games on it don't really... They're sort of in that bit of PC gaming that's dropped off. You get a lot more years out of PC gaming. And with the good old games now, we're sort of digging a lot further into that with every releases of Aladdin and stuff. But I think that my PS2 is my most played console. PS4, if I accidentally turn it on when I'm trying to watch with Netflix on the TV.
Also, like, I really like the 360. I think the 360 is the best console.
I've literally never plugged my 360 in for like 3 years. It's there. I like it on display, but it sort of just sits there.
I haven't either, but I think pretty objectively, it's a better console than the PS3. Like, as a general thing, it has a lot more games on it. It's cheaper and the controller's nice.
So
And after the first generation of consoles, it was surprisingly stable.
Here's a question.
It worked very well. They were solidly
Now we
built.
know it's in a thing that exists, and there's a nice cap to this PlayStation side of things. Would you buy a PS4 Pro for £350 to replace your existing PS4?
No.
Well, no, but that's not fair because all of us own good PCs. So we're
Yes, but
not
we
the people
also
who
all own PS4s, right?
Yeah, but I never play my PS4.
Yeah.
If anything,
I only
sell
bought
my
a PS4 because you invited me to do the heists.
Actually, that is a point.
That is literally why I bought a PS4.
No, that was actually... I would have sold my PS4 if we weren't doing
Because
stuff.
you asked me to do the heist, and I immediately panicked 'cause I didn't have a PS4, and I immediately went out and bought a PS4 that bloody day.
Actually, yeah, I only bought a PS4 because fucking Rockstar sent me a goddamn early copy of the fucking GTA 5 and PS4. Like, it was like a week early.
Why did I get Xbox One? I think it was just for Rare Replay. I think I literally bought an Xbox One for Rare Replay.
Fucking Patreon money.
Rare Replay's worth it. Fucking Jet Force Gemini. Oh.
Wow. The official Xbox Twitter feed has tried to fire some shots, as the internet people say, and has misfired completely. I'm just going to give that an old retweet.
What have they done?
They've just put 4K streaming and Blu-ray, tick. HDR gaming, tick. Greatest games, tick. That's one we're coming back to. 40% smaller, tick. Then what? I don't fucking know. Xbox One S from however much money it is.
I mean, I want to point out, they do have a
$300.
point aside from the greatest games bit, because that's really subjective.
Yeah, also they don't actually have 4K games.
No.
That's like the thing that Sony would just say, like, hey, we got games in 4K. They're like, oh yeah, well, you could stream 4K. Yeah, my TV can stream 4K. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
not
it's not
hard. Like, just...
In fairness, the Xbox One S does look a lot nicer than the fucking whatever.
Looks like a robot's vagina, let's be perfectly honest. The top half of that, it's kind of... Robot's vagina and butthole is what I see when I see the Xbox design, especially the white one.
No, I'm never going to unsee
You're never going to unsee it. I know, I thought of that the other day and went, that looks like a robot's vagina and butthole. And now, that's just how I see the Xbox One S. So...
it does as well.
Yeah!
I'm so annoyed.
Put it on stream, Matt.
No,
on stream
right,
now.
can we specify, put the Xbox One S on the stream? Oh, dear.
Don't search for robot vagina and put that on the stream.
I'm going to just have to tweet that, I'm afraid.
Fucking, like... No, right? Google it to the VOD people and to the people on SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
Because fucking me, Not fucking me. Fucking hell. I can't even find a good fucking image of it to fucking... No, but it's still, at the end of the day, it looks nicer than the fucking new PlayStation 4, though, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, because the new PlayStation 4 looks like a Chinese
Sandwich.
knockoff of a PlayStation 4.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It legitimately does. And the fucking... The PlayStation 4 Pro, it looks like... do you remember, like, the Sega Genesis, like, 64, X64
Yep.
fucking thing? It looks like that.
Yep.
It kind of looks like they just added a bit to the top.
I like how everyone's just saying that they can't unsee that. It does, doesn't it, right? It's so just... It's like a super simplified... I would have to display that vertically. I just have to.
Oh.
You know, PlayStation's doing their double slit experiment with their one now, but it's I quite like just how simple I see the...
So what? Okay, so... The PlayStation 4 Pro, you get to eat because it's a sandwich, and the Xbox One X, you get to eat out.
Ah, boo!
Okay, I tried, alright. I didn't try very hard, but I tried.
They didn't mention PlayStation VR very much. There's an interesting bit of PlayStation VR news that we can talk about.
Okay.
And that's that the PlayStation VR comes with a demo disc of 8 games.
Yes. No actual games, though, just demos, which I'm not sure how I feel about, really,
But-
given Vive comes with actual multiple full games.
Yeah, but Vive's
The new
clearly
ones
better.
aren't
We've been
great.
through this. The PlayStation... I've not tried the PlayStation... Has anyone here tried the VR yet? PlayStation VR?
I'm not sure if I've had an
I
opportunity
tried
to.
it. I've tried it twice.
Is it anywhere
It is-
near the Vive at all?
Okay, the best comparison I have is it's a really, really, really refined DK2.
That's not a good thing. I've tried
No,
the
not
DK2.
particularly. I mean, the thing is, it is an entry-level thing.
That's...
And clearly... I mean, the problem with it is, when I was playing it,
Hang on, isn't it? How
It's
much
got-
is it if they announced the price of the VR? Wasn't it like...
it's $350.
So it's the same
$350.
price as the new, sharper console they've got?
It's the same price as the console, yeah. And it doesn't come with the controllers, they're separate.
They're just the old Move controllers, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just
So if you
Move
happen to
controllers.
have Move controllers already, then you're actually...
They should work. But when I played it, it was with the Move controllers, and the you know, the pixel quality is about... the screen quality is about the same as the DK2. It probably is different, but to me, it felt like the DK2. It ran a bit better. The actual headset was more refined. You can see out the bottom of it. It's weird. You know the way the Vive completely covers your eyes, so you can't see out of it?
Yes.
Yep.
Which I
And
like.
the DK2 sort of did that, except you can see down your nose. This, it just has a gap on the bottom, so you can just sort of look down and you can see everything. And
Could you just squeeze it into your face a bit more? Are you sure
Well, no,
this is
'cause
just
there is-
because your cheeks are weirdly hollow?
Okay, no.
And
okay,
your
there
face is wrong?
Okay, A,
Oh,
there is
what the
literally a
fuck?
gap at the bottom.
PS4 Pro does not support 4K Blu-ray. Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
I have the Lego Movie on 4K Blu-ray, and I have to buy a separate 4K Blu-ray player to play the fucking thing.
Wait, doesn't the Xbox One do that?
I don't actually. I think they.
You know, I get really
upscale.
annoyed.
I don't know.
I can't fucking... You can't... There's fucking nowhere to just buy, like, 4K, like, movies digitally.
Yeah, because there's a
I-
reason.
I-
There's a reason for that. It's because they're fucking massive.
That's
No, but
true,
the
they
thing-
would
The
logically
thing is,
be.
I don't get it, because I thought Apple would have pushed this by now.
They won't. It just cripples their services. Like, didn't you get like the Batman thing, Matt? I vaguely remember
Batman
you
thing?
downloading a Batman movie for like a bajillion gigabytes.
No.
Someone did this thing. Hang on a second. I'm gonna fucking download. I'm gonna download this. I'm gonna download Batman now.
While you're doing that, I'm going to report on my favourite unfortunately named thing of the week, which is Quantum Break has announced that unfortunately it's had to push its PC release on Steam back by 2 weeks because it requires additional time to finish the Timeless Collector's Edition.
Oh my god.
God damn it. If you're gonna make any form of game about time or time control, and your collector's edition has timeless or anything in it, you make damn sure you're not going to require additional time to finish the game.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. There we go. Sorry, no, this was a news article from late June. Was that the Batman vs Superman 4K Blu-ray is over 100 gigabytes in size. That's why we're not doing downloads of 4K films. It's because they're fucking massive.
That is quite large.
No, they are, but I'm surprised even though that Apple don't provide the option.
It's because I don't think you really want a single user downloading 4 or 5 films 100 gig each.
And I'm not sure I want to buy a new 2 terabyte hard drive every time I've downloaded 20 films.
Well, no, because Apple push streaming.
Yeah, but you don't really want to be streaming that much.
No, you don't.
They don't
That's
want
true.
to stream.
Yeah, what speed down would you need to be streaming smoothly 4K?
Probably gigabit, probably.
Which very few people
interesting.
have.
Interestingly, right? Okay, so YouTube streaming recommends for 1440. It recommends 18,000 kilobits a second.
Yes.
For 60. 1440 60.
Yes.
Hang on, YouTube, which isn't that high.
No.
It's high.
I actually ran a bitrate experiment. Here's an insight into YouTube. I actually really upped my bitrate because nobody was complaining it was low, but I noticed it was quite a bit. I've been running it quite light. So for a while, I really rammed the videos up to put as much bitrate through as possible, and then I crushed it super low recently and started pushing out videos super low, and nobody noticed. And I could
Go on, give us the numbers. What were the bit rates?
Oh shit, hang on. Where's the... Let's have a look at the thing. Search me for my file.
Because I just like having the bitrate needlessly high for no reason.
So for my 1080p videos, I was running... Because I was doing 10 megabytes per second.
Mm-hmm.
10 was sort of what I was kind of doing. It's a little
That's
higher.
quite high.
It's a little... They recommend 8. But I was doing 10 because I was like, yeah,
I always do 18 because I just like needlessly redundantly
I
high.
bumped it up to 24 for a while. I
Nice.
just thought, fuck it. I've got I've got some big videos going out, but I think let's just try and do nice, big, giant, shiny things. 24, I couldn't tell the difference on YouTube. I think they just compress it down.
YouTube just
So I
compress it
went
because
down.
you compress it down, it makes no difference.
I went down to 5.5 to 6. So it had a little bit of
Nice.
vary in there, which is under the 8, and it looked absolutely the same.
And what was the difference in your rendering speed?
Oh, well, it was about 5 times as long for the 24 one. So
Nice.
I say now I render. I'm doing. I've sort of dropped down to a little under the 8 that they recommend, and nobody's
Okay,
noticed.
can I point out Fusterclux and Podcats? I rendered them at 2.5.
That's fine because that's half what they would recommend because it's 720p video, isn't it?
Exactly, but even 10,
Yeah.
nobody fucking gives a shit.
I'd like to point out that DadCube's 4K videos go up at 72 megabytes per second.
Ooh.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? This is why I quite like streaming on YouTube, because if you stream, I had to fucking use a different thing to make me able to stream at 18,000. But because when streaming, it doesn't go through it goes through a different version of use compression,
Yeah.
because it has to do it fast. So if you're looking at the highest frame rate and thing on a stream, on a 1440p 60 stream, it fucking looks like lossless.
Yeah.
Fucking great. And it makes a difference when streaming, but fuck YouTube's compression. Bitch.
YouTube even compress thumbnails, which I always find entertaining because I've got a few little tweaks and things that I always do to my thumbnails. So just I oversaturate them slightly because YouTube tend to take a fair bit of color information out. So I just like to have them looking exactly how I want them. So I counter that in a way, but that's something I don't think I've ever... That's another insight into YouTube. There's me caring about colour. That's what that is. But I do tend to oversaturate them a little bit so they look good on everything. I care.
Okay, YouTube recommends for 4K video...
35 to 45, I would assume.
Yes,
Yeah.
35 to 45. I mean, if you were streaming a 4K video, right, at that proper, not lossless, but high quality like that, a lot of people do have higher than 40 down.
Yeah.
It's not
Not in
unreasonable.
America, though, or Australia.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, this is why, I mean,
But it's
one of the big things when people are like, hey, when are you going to do 60 FPS videos, is that you have to increase the bitrate quite substantially. I mean, they recommend going up to 12 from 8 for 1080p, but it locks that in, which means that if you do have a 10 megabyte internet connection, that is the difference between a video streaming lovely and a video not streaming lovely.
Yeah.
Which is why I decided not
And 60
to
doesn't
actually...
really, I don't think, adds enough to those videos to make to matter.
Yeah, I've kind of... With YouTube, I really want to get information on who full screens videos and who watches them on TV. I've got who watches them on TVs, but who full screens them and that sort of thing. But most people don't. Most people just... And I don't either when I'm watching them. I kind of put them into the bigger mode, but I don't actually full screen them. So...
I suspect more people would appreciate 720-60 than 1080-30 in some ways.
No, I'd take 1080-30 over.
I always
720-60.
like 30
Really?
because I feel that... I mean, with 60, you just get a lot more encoding time and effort, and
To watch.
Yeah. Like, they also, it kind of separates out actually playing the game from looking at the game. And most people, like console people, if you show them 60, their brains would explode. So you have to be careful.
Well, it's not even like, cause to me, when I'm watching a video, I prefer sharpness. I mean, 30 is fine. Like movies on 24. I'm very, very used to watching.
Yeah.
Like that. Like I don't care enough. All the videos are in 30. It doesn't make a difference.
In fact, there should be a law about commercial breaks. If you've got a commercial break, you're not allowed to have one advert that's 60 in a commercial break and all the rest at like 25 or whatever, because that's weird and I don't like it. Because it's really like I notice every time there's one particular tampon advert doing the rounds in the UK at the moment, and every time it comes on, it's in 60. Like I'm just watching TV and I'm drinking my cup of tea and it's in the commercial break, and all of a sudden these terrifyingly smooth robot women come on and want to talk to me about tampons, and it's terrifying.
Are they Trump's children?
I don't know, but they move too smoothly and it looks really, really weird next to the advert side to side.
This obviously, The Hobbit was released at 48 FPS in cinemas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's fucking great. It literally the best thing to ever happen to films ever.
But it wasn't received well because people thought it was weird.
Yeah,
because they weren't used to it, and then no one's done since because just people weren't used to it and didn't want to try it.
Yeah. So the reason we have 24 FPS in films is because that's literally the lowest the human eye can see and still think that it's a moving image, so that's what Hollywood went for, because that therefore meant they could save money. And that's the reason we have 24,
also,
because it's literally the bottom of the barrel that we can scrape.
Also 24 instead of 30, because it's better, like, to half. You can just, like...
Yeah.
It's very divisible, 24.
Yep.
30's not great for that, because you half it, and then you can't really half it again.
Yeah, and you really shouldn't, because then you get into...
Well, you get to 7.5, Matt.
But
Did you not do GCSE maths?
Yeah, but trying to get... I mean, because, to be perfectly honest, though, British TVs work at 29.97, so fuck frame rate sometimes. When I've recorded a bit of fucking footage and it's 29.97 and the other bit's 30, and it's just sitting there in Premiere Pro like, we don't know how to work together, I'm like, I know.
I get constantly annoyed by, like, my monitor. It, like, for 59 hertz, it defaults to...
Whenever games do that, it's like, do you want to do this at 119.9 hertz? No. No, I want 120 hertz. Thank you very much. Yeah. I'd like that. That would be good.
It's like, I'm going to cap your frame rate at 59 FPS. I'm like, no. 60. Fucking...
I'd really like films to take off and have higher frame rates, because the way we're directing films would fit with higher frame rates. Like a Bourne film with all the really fast editing and motion would be so much better with more fucking information going into my brain.
You know what I saw? I saw someone do this experiment on YouTube. Someone basically took... Have you seen Kingsman?
I fucking love Kingsman. That's a great film.
fucking love Kingsman. Someone's done... Look up Kingsman interpolation on YouTube, because someone's done some experiments where they basically just interpolated and turned Kingsman into a 60 FPS thing, the fight scenes. And because the fight scenes are so fast, some of it looks a little bit weird, but some of it looks stunning.
Yeah. I would very much like to watch that. Because I think if you're going to start directing films in a more modern way, surely you'd use tools that make that better. I know a lot of big film directors are super into film. They're like, I like the smell of film. Like, Tarantino is super big. Like, he shoots fucking shit on fucking anything that he can. Like, his lenses were from, like, this ancient thing.
Tarantino
and
shoots on film still, yeah.
Well, most people still shoot on film.
Well, he shoots on, like, proper, like, old shit, though.
Yeah, like, the actual well-known best things...
In black and white.
If I'm rightly, the start of The World's End, Edgar Wright's his best film of the Cornetto trilogy, there's no arguments in that. He started... the bit that's actually shot on... the old stuff is actually shot on a Super 8 camera to make it look realistic. I believe that was the thing for that film, when they've got all the old stuff. But if you're using the right tools for the right job... But if you are doing a really fast, hyper-edited fight scene, which is what everyone's doing these days, shoot it at a higher FPS. You should just do that thing.
I'm looking at history of high frame rates, right? The first wide release was The Hobbit at 48, and then, it's 2 sequels.
Yeah.
And that's apparently it.
Yes, because it was Peter Jackson who was pushing it.
It mentions Rocket Jump's Video Game High School as the first web series to use it, apparently. And then, apparently, though... James Cameron is intending to use them in the Avatar sequels, and Andy Serkis is intending to use it in his adaptation of Animal Farm for some reason.
Okay.
60 FPS Animal Farm?
Or 48
FPS, yeah.
Super smooth communism.
Stalin's moustache.
Well, no, like legitimately, movies, especially nowadays.
Look at those little piggy tail tremble.
Oh, God. we're having such fast action now
Yeah.
that I'm like, you're watching something like the new Star Trek, and I'm sat there going, like, I can't tell what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, because if you had more FPS, you'd have more information. Like, but people are like, oh, we don't want to do that because audience don't like it. Well, fuck them. They'll learn. If people are shit and they're look at the fucking new title belt. That's a shit belt. Kevin Owens gets it. The belt's fine. You just need someone to go, this is why we're doing this thing. And people go, oh, okay. And they'll get
it's like
there.
every YouTube change ever.
Because I think one of the big issues, though, the big issue is that the thing that is shot on like high resolution cameras is daytime soaps because they're cheaper. Just cheaper cameras are shot 30 and 60, so they shoot them at higher frame rate. So that it actually looks a bit like people go, oh, that looks cheaper because it looks like a daytime soap, and that's when they're used to those higher frame rates. It's like because all TVs now actually add frames in to boost up the frame rates, which I find really weird. If you've got a smart TV, likelihood is it's actually adding frames, so it's delaying the footage slightly. I didn't realise mine was doing this until I went, why the fuck is this looking so smooth? I'm loving it. Then I plugged a game in and went, why the fuck do I have a 2-second delay with Geralt right now? And it's because it was pausing to add frames in. So I have played The Witcher 3 at 4K in 60 FPS, but that's because my TV decided to pump it up. It has a 2-second delay though, which is slightly a shame. But yeah, I feel if you're going to be, you should use the right tools to job. It's like when directors direct a 3D movie without actually using 3D. They don't direct for 3D. The amount, like, I can't remember what fucking film it was, but someone had a transfer through a window in 3D. It was the most uncomfortable fucking thing that I've ever sat through that few seconds. Fucking the Tangled in 3D, when they've got the bit where they've blurred out the back. You cannot do depth of field in 3D because my eyes are seeing 3D blur, and that just makes me feel like I haven't got my glasses on. It's horrendous. If you've just got to use the right tools. Don't go, oh, this is how we've always done it, you dumb Hollywood fucks.
Okay, this is what I don't get. Why are 3D movies still a thing, but 48 is weird? 3D movies are terrible.
Because 3D movies...
They've always been
They're
terrible, and they're
thing.
still
3D
terrible.
Movies
I like seeing everything in 2D.
I see everything in 2D. I've got 3D monitors, and I used to use them quite a lot, because in a game, 3D's actually fucking useful. Like, Just Cause 2 in 3D is stunning, and it's really useful, because you can work out the depths of enemies, and you can see things moving a lot better, because it's got depth.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But now I've got VR, 3D, go jump in a fucking tank.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? This is the problem we were saying before about a lot of these new PS4 video games and that. They got different formats.
Yeah.
Like, and they're kind of trying to treat video games are trying to be movies, and
yeah,
it's
using the right tools for the job and using the right stuff. It's like the problem I had with Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. It's a great radio series. It's a great radio series in that. It's not a video game, and being in video game form doesn't work for it. It's just bad. That's why when people when they're trying to make these like Uncharted 4 etc. like it's gonna be like a film, it just kind of feels like a video game interrupted with cutscenes. Well,
this is the thing. There's a reason we have all these different mediums because things work better in different things.
Like, what's great, and this is the wanky creator side of me, is when I'm making something that's designed for something else, and then I realise, oh, this is going to work better, like as this, and I change things up. I go, actually, let's move medium, and I've done that so many times, and I've gone, this game that I'm making is a much better movie than a game, and so then it becomes a movie, and then it gets saved into a folder that's never opened because. It's the only thing. It's the only bit of my work I'm subconscious about. But that's you've got to use the right tool for the right job. Like I had a 6-part TV series with the pilot completely written, and then I went, "This is a better film." So I rewrote it into a film, and it fits better into a film, and everything. All the characters grow and develop at the right rate. You've got to use the right tools for the job, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the hardest lesson to learn in the world. Anyway, that's my rant about creators being shitty.
It really is a problem. I think I think maybe some people like they're in a certain medium and they come up with something and they try and fit it within the medium they're used to, as opposed to going this would that they probably feel limited.
That's why someone like a good example of this, actually a really good example of this, is the film The Boat That Rocked, because The Boat That Rocked was clearly 100% a 6-part TV series until they realised they didn't have the budget and they turned it into a film. And I know that for a fact because every half an hour it ends, and it's 2.5 hours long with half an hour of deleted scenes, most of which is one main storyline. So at some point, that script was a 6-part British half-an-hour TV series. Because every half an hour you can go and end the episode there, and it makes sense. And they start off little bits, and then bits end, and then it just feels like a TV series. It's 100% a TV series that someone's gone, we don't have the budget for this, because we need to buy a boat for it. If we make it a film, we'll have a higher budget. And that's why they did that. I'm assuming.
Ooh. This is one of the big problems with VR.
Uh-huh.
And I think people's perception of VR.
Yes. Is when people take things that are not suitable for VR, and they go, this is VR!
Oh, completely. Especially movement controls in VR. We're still working on that.
It's not even just like, people who don't even have VR, it's a bigger perception. It's like, oh, this game would be really cool in VR. No, it wouldn't.
Yep.
There
are so many games that people... They're like, where's Half-Life in VR? Oh, you want... No, that's... No.
Awful.
Awful. If you're going to move in VR, teleportation works super well, and I'm so glad that we got it. I'm so glad that that's what Fallout's using. Somehow Doom's using that as well when they go to VR, so that's interesting.
One of the things that's frustrating me in VR is actually pickup controls.
Uh-huh.
Because they're inconsistent.
Yes.
They haven't got a standard yet, and I think the way Job Simulator does it, where you pull the trigger, and as you're holding the trigger, you're holding it, and then you let go of the trigger, and you let go of it. It's just you're gripping it. It feels very natural.
That works.
But there's some games like
you click and then you're holding and you click again to drop.
Yeah, like the IKEA buildy game has it.
Yeah, I played that. That's very good.
And it also has the suck thing. And I was sat there playing, going, "Oh, this would be fun." But the fucking pickup controls were just so unnatural. I hated
the IKEA game's interesting because it's got a control that's absolutely useless for the way my brain works. So in the IKEA games, that home... don't actually... Shit, there's 2 IKEA games. There's 2 IKEA games. Fuck! There's 2 IKEA games on Steam in VR already.
Yep.
There's the IKEA game, and then there's Home Improvisation.
Yes.
Home Improvisation is the one I'm talking about.
Actually a legitimate IKEA one.
There's the legitimate IKEA one.
That's the free demo.
Yeah, that's free demo.
I'm talking about Home Improvement,
where the best thing you can do is set yourself to be a child and then be terrified by
the best thing you do
opening into
from the new update is you can become a cat and everything's huge.
Oh, you can become a cat as well as a child?
Yeah, you can stand on the top things and be like a dick of a cat. It's really fun. But no, this is Home Improvisation. It's that game I played. It was like a free flash game from like an isometric view and you were building furniture. Well, that's now a VR thing. What's great is you can play it co-op with one person playing it as the original isometric way on the computer and you playing it in VR and they can help or hinder you with it. That's really fun. But there's a video of this coming, I think it's like Saturday or something. But the thing that... Shit, what the fuck was I even talking about? Because now I'm thinking about becoming a cat in that fucking...
Weird, useless.
They've got this thing, right? If you hold down the big main button, the thing you're holding hovers in place and you relocate your hand around it and let go, and then your hand's now holding in a different place. But that's so... My brain can't wrap around that, because what I do if I need to relocate it is I use the other controller to grab it in a different place and then move it. And then move my hand to click in the right place, which is what I would do if I'm like, I need to hold this somewhere else. I don't go, right, I'm going to make it hover, move my hand and grab. I go, I'm going to hold it in my other hand, or put it down, and then grab it again. So it's got like, it works the way I do, just click and click. I don't know why they've got that extra way. It feels completely unnecessary.
I hate that what you pick something up and it's stuck to you.
Yeah.
It feels like the problem with the pickup controls in VR is they should just work like real life. You don't need these. Just make it like real. It's fine.
Yeah, it's strange. It's a strange state of affairs. VR games.
Oh yeah.
Don't have any more VR news. Oh, I have 2 new bits of VR news. Yes. Ooh. One is that Space Channel 5 is coming to VR.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're just like going to sit there and watch people dance around.
No, I'm hoping it's not just people. I'm hoping it's a weird Michael Jackson.
Okay, what's Space Channel 5?
Google it, because we will never be able to explain it.
You never played any Dreamcast games, Matt? Did you never have a Dreamcast?
I didn't own one. my first video games console was an original Xbox. I didn't play video games as a child.
Oh yes, of course, you're a child.
No, I didn't play video games as a child.
And you also are a child, relative to me.
It's relative to you because you are 40 years old.
45, thank you.
Oh, right.
It's been a very difficult week for John.
Space Channel 5 is, it was... Well, Space Channel 5 wasn't really a game to begin with, and now it's even less of one.
Yep.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You see, this is why Sega stopped making consoles, really.
Yeah.
The problem was most of the games on the Dreamcast weren't spectacular. The Dreamcast wasn't spectacular, and that particular game was... No one really knows quite sure what it was. No one was ever sure what it was.
It looks like the roller skating game, but dancing?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, there were
the art
two.
style's very similar to that.
But
there were
it's
two
that
good
very
games
crazy
on Dreamcast.
Taxi, Jet
Two.
Set Radio kind of era
Yeah.
of the Sega, where they didn't know if they were arcade or not.
Yeah, where they're sort of like they have that very distinct.
Yeah, the
kind of
Dreamcast
art
had
style.
Fantasy Star Online 2, and it had Skies of Arcadia. And other than that, there were no good games, which is arguably why the console wasn't a massive success.
Yep.
It was just those two good games. That was it. And those were really, really good games, but 2 games is not enough to carry a console, as it turns out.
No, not particularly.
Yeah, as anybody who's a fan of the PS4 would know.
Hey, or the Xbox One.
I was about to say make the same joke with Xbox One, but alright.
Any next-gen... Pick them, really. I mean, this is the time when Wii U gamers go, we've got our shit that's unique to us. I'm like, great, keep it, with the safety scissors in that cupboard that I've locked you in while the rest of the class is going on with algebra.
Thing is, though, the Wii U, even then, like the good stuff it's got is still only like 5 games.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's 0 games.
Like, you look at like the Xbox 360.
So many
times.
times. There's a thing that I'm currently working on in secret that'll be out quite soon. That so many times I really want to mention in this podcast. It fits so well in this podcast. I'm like, you fuck them, you're bringing things up.
You're welcome.
I really want to talk about it, but I don't think I should yet.
No, you
I don't think I should.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying, the Wii and the Wii U, not even slightly involved. No, and that was the Xbox or Xbox One or Xbox 360. Just nothing.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. You know what?
Nothing.
Look.
0. Zilch. I tried very hard, but oh well. Anyway, we'll talk about that later at some point.
But
In slightly confusing news, so Yakuza 6 is going to feature cam girls.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Actual, real-life cam girls. In Yakuza 6, you'll be able to log onto a computer in the game, and through some mechanism they haven't discussed yet, they've just revealed that you'll be able to go to adult websites and watch cam girls. And they've identified actual, real, adult star cam girls who are going to be in the game. So you're going to just
Are they live streaming, or is it just specific for that? Or
We don't know. This has just been. I think this was in a Famitsu article the other day, and they've just had some screenshots, and they've said they've put real names down. So there's definitely going to be somewhere real either footage or voice work of actual adult stuff in Yakuza 6. But there's an odd decision to have made.
Yes. That's really all I can say. My brain just wants to
Wait.
go. Yes, that's definitely a Japanese video game.
Here's the quote, right? By carrying out precise button presses in response to your conversation with the web girl, the conversation will get more and more exciting.
Maybe they'll stop talking about
So the
fucking consoles.
So QuickTime events are going to make talking with a cam girl more exciting. As the conversation gets more exciting, is there any form of visual feedback, if you know what I mean?
Will your character get a stiffy, Matt? We want to know.
Can we put our X in her not die?
Okay.
Can we?
First of
Let's put
all,
it this way. Can we put gentleman's vegetables into her Xbox One? Is that what
Okay.
happens?
No. Just first of all, right? A, the character in game doesn't have to get a stiffy if I've got a stiffy.
Oh yeah, but you
fine.
actually.
It's gonna be really awkward for him if he's just sitting there and he doesn't though.
Yeah, there's actually a new peripheral that you can attach to yourself.
Oh, it's weird.
Yeah, it looks like.
Oh, new question. Has there ever been in the history of video games the topic of erectile dysfunction? Has that ever been touched upon in a video game? Ever?
Well, if it's touched upon.
Yes.
It's not a problem. Catherine probably had a.
Oh!
Probably.
That's true, actually.
Catherine
That's
seems
true.
like the sort of game that actually would.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, we should take a break.
Oh, should
We
we?
should.
Should we? We've
Well,
only
I
got
try and
half
figure
an
out if
hour. Fuck it. Should we just play? Let's just blitz through. Fuck them. You don't need breaks, unless you want a break.
I don't
We've
care.
done like 90 minutes.
You
already.
always want a break, so I thought I'll do it when we're at the end of a topic.
Well,
Crack on.
Let's
Instead of
crack
you,
on.
Dan,
Fuck it.
well, I have to faff around with editing because you'll
we do
just
that.
keep talk. You'll be like, okay, and the thing, and then no, let's go for a break, and it's a mess of audio trying to cut that out and make it sound natural. And I have to spend an
Welcome
hour
back to
making you
part 2 of the Nerd³ Podcats. Hey!
There hasn't even been a cut. I'm so angry. Like I said, edit it to make it so there isn't 2 parts, so it flows as one.
Yeah, but tough. You've got to deal with that. Remember I mentioned that Doctor Who was doing a weird bit of filming, that it was currently filming, but was going to be filming up until March, which is a really long time to film for Doctor Who.
That is a thing you mentioned, yes.
Here's a weird thing. They've not started shooting the Christmas special yet, but they have shot the series that starts in March, not the Christmas special for this year, which is closer.
Maybe it's going to be a live Christmas special. Doing it live.
I would not watch that.
I would. Live shows are amazing. Like when they do, like I don't watch EastEnders, but I always watch like the highlights from EastEnders live when they do live episodes because like everyone constantly fluffs the line.
They do live episodes?
They've done a couple of live episodes. I can't remember whether it's EastEnders or Coronation Street, but like literally they make mistakes and they call characters by the actors' names, not by the characters' names.
Yeah.
And everyone tries not to react, but they react anyway. It's
that.
amazingly bad. It's like amateur dramatics at university, but being broadcast on live TV to 10 million people.
Oh my god, you've accidentally brought me into a topic that I now have to talk about. Mrs. Brown's Boys did a live episode. I believe it was rather recent. I think it's a recent memory. And it was incredibly funny. Because the guy who does Mrs. Brown's Boys is actually a genius, and I don't know why everyone hates it so much.
I like Mrs. Brown's Boys.
I like Mrs. Brown's Boys. It's one of those shows. I remember, I think it was like The Guardian at the time says it was hated by intelligentsia, which made me like it more for some reason.
No,
but the live show was great because they played up the fact that it was a live show because it's very much a... John, have you ever seen Mrs. Brown's Boys?
I've seen like odd 10 minutes of it and I don't enjoy
to
it.
The Queen of Dublin Town.
Here's the thing about Mrs. Brown's Boys is it's shot like it's a play even though it's a TV series, but it's intentional. So as I was talking about earlier where you've got to shoot the right medium, in this they shoot it more like it's a play because a sitcom is quite a lot like a play. It's performed live on a cutaway set.
Originally, Mrs. Brown's was a radio show.
Yes, and it was terrible. The original Terry show was terrible. It was a very different thing. Like it's barely name only now, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's the way it's shot is that so if they have any fuck ups or outtakes, they stay in the show because all the characters are aware that it's a play, and they'll make constant references and stuff to it being like it's going on and it's got an audience and everything. So it constantly breaks the fourth wall. But because they play on that so well, so when they did the live show, they did the same sort of thing, but for live shows. So, like, they made it sort of sound a bit risky and stuff. Like, he had the producer in his ears at one point and then ripped it out and was like, I don't want to fucking listen to you. And then started, like, calling actors back and fucking with them. But it was all, it's like Morecambe Wise, where every single line was actually mercilessly rehearsed. It was that, but it was played out in live sort of way, so it actually spun on that idea and played off it, and I thought that was really clever, and everyone hates Mrs. Brown Boys.
Well, like, I distinctly remember, I think one of the last shows from a few years back, it might be a Christmas special, like, one of the mic operator, the boom mic operators or something who was hiding behind the window, he smashed the window, and they just kept it in. And, like one of the characters wanders off screen, like, she's leaving, she wanders out of frame, but not out of the set. And just a frame, and then
it's all,
the
like,
guy
it's
just
every
acknowledges that.
fuck up is rehearsed as far as I can tell. But there may be one or two that are in there, but almost every fuck up is completely rehearsed. Even like in the actual live show, they do they do it on stage, and it literally they just take it out around the country being exactly the same thing. But even that, every fuck up is meticulously rehearsed.
Oh, well, it makes it fun.
Yeah, the mic goes out at the same time every night, I would assume, and it's all these things are set up properly. But it's very interesting the way they do that. And that's actually a really good example of doing the wrong sort of thing, because it's supposed to be a play, really, but knowing that and doing it for the right reasons. Because that's the thing is that there's rules, and when you break the rules, that's called your style. You have to know why to break the rules.
One of the main reasons I like Mrs. Brown's Boys, though, is because the decor, everything about the set, and all the characters and the way they dress and everything is exactly like my nan's house.
Oh yeah, it's spot on.
It is spot on. Like the shitty kind of 60s, 70s, like new build Dublin house with the old, like the even what he wears, even the clothes he wears, and his friend who comes, like, fuck it, like everything. I'm sat like, this is just my nan's house.
Yeah. I had that recently as well while I was watching The Royal Family. Fantastic. I've never seen The Royal Family before, and in the last week I've watched all of it. And it is exactly the house I grew up in, really. It's exactly that sort of the same dynamic. I know every one of those characters in real life. It's so terrific.
John would never have this, though, because John's posh.
No, John would get it.
I just watched Keeping Up Appearances.
No, what you would have... you would have... You'd have it from The Good Life, but where me and Matt are Tom and Barbara, you're fucking over the fence. You're Fuzzly Kendall. That's what you are.
It's fucking
Well, of course,
Downton Abbey.
Well, obviously, I don't want to be Barbara. Bloody hell! Of course, I'd rather be the other ones.
Hey, you'd rather be Tom and Barbara. Oh my god, they got a nice.
You are totally keeping appearances.
Yeah, I'm in the bouquet residence. Absolutely.
You sort of watch Only Fools and Horses. Go, oh, crikey! Look at these wonderful characters. Oh. We watch it like, oh yeah, that reminds me. Steve owes me money. You know, that's.
There's no real people like there are in Only Fools and
Oh my god.
There's no real people.
Do you know why you say that? Because you've not met my dad. And if you'd met my dad,
Cockneys don't
if
exist.
you'd met my dad,
Cockneys
you'd
are like
see-
leprechauns.
The world I grew up in was the world of Only Fools and Horses to a T. It's just, and when TV captures that, it's a wonderful thing.
There's no such thing as Essex. Stop being silly.
Oh my god, terrible.
Terrible.
Fuck. What do we want to shit on? Oh, I was saying that there were 2 bits of VR news, and then I only said one of them.
Yeah, what was the other one?
Jesus is now in VR, or is going to be in VR.
What?
Someone's made a movie, again, crossing boundaries again, which seems to be the topic of this one. Which is the opposite of what Sony did. Somebody has made a movie, or is making an hour-and-a-half movie, which is shot using a 360-degree camera, and it's the Passion of the Christ, basically. So it'll be Jesus in VR.
Okay, can we please establish, dear people making films, right? A 360-degree camera is not a good VR experience.
It is not, no.
You cannot film something with a 360-degree camera and then call it VR, because the whole point of VR is that it's in 3D, and a 360-degree camera isn't.
Some 360-degree
Does this actually mean like is this actually just a film?
It is just.
Is
a
this
film.
actually just a film in 360? Does this mean I can actually pick up the stick with the sponge with vinegar and shove it in Jesus' mouth?
I believe
when he's
it's
on the
just a
cross?
film. Although that would be.
So it can't interact. There's not new
No,
quest objective. Put the crown of thorns on Jesus' head.
Shout, crucify him.
No, John,
Ba-ba-la-ba-ba-bum.
It's those shit, 360 YouTube videos.
Achievement unlocked.
All it is.
Due. Yeah, there'll be.
Congratulations, you got a bag of silver coins. Ba-da-da-da.
You made
Help
that
the
with
Romans
Jesus.
find Jesus.
It would get a bit weird. Some of that end bit of the story.
Choose your class.
Oh my god! Could you imagine the Last Supper?
Roman.
Last Supper, you go and sit in Jesus' seat in the middle and start doing the fucking pose with your arms out and shit. What's that painter taking so fucking long for? I'd play that. I'd play the shit out of that.
You know what we need to do? We need to make, right, just a little assortment of a VR assortment of games, which is just that and Hog Coffee.
Yeah, okay, I'm good for that. We should do those things.
We should.
You know, actually...
What happened to your David Cameron simulator, by the way, Matt, that you were going
That's
to make
Hog Coffee.
months
That
ago?
is Hog Coffee, isn't it?
Well, I opened Unity and I looked at it and then I closed Unity again.
Sounds like my experiences with Unity.
That's some impressive dedication and workmanship there.
The thing is, as someone who has never even developed a spoon,
I'd like to point something
never,
out.
what?
Only one
You've
person
never
developed
developed a spoon?
I'd like to point out that the a lot of 3D cameras now, like 360-degree cameras nowadays, which I hate because it's not 360, it's like everywhere. They actually have 2 cameras next to each other, so they do record in 3D 360.
No, but high-end film ones, not fucking the ones that
It's upcoming. It's upcoming stuff.
It's upcoming, but as well, with VR, right? I see 360-degree videos on YouTube and shit. Look, okay, stop doing 360-degree videos on YouTube, for fuck's sake. I want to watch a video. I don't want to have to click around all the fucking time. The whole point of a video is to direct my view for me. I don't want to have to do camera work for you. That's not the point of a video.
Innovators of the future mediums. Fuck you.
No, because just normal 360-degree videos don't add anything. The whole point of a director is to direct the eye of the viewer.
Yeah, but if it's something like the WWE when they upload wrestlers' entrances.
No,
That's cool, because you can then, especially when you got Google Cardboard or some shit, just flap it around your head.
They did that with the Lion King play. They did that as a demo thing.
I did not know
on YouTube.
that.
It's just 360-degree.
Did it with Conan.
Wait, hang on.
Conan,
they did
yeah,
a play 360.
Probably.
the
Surely
opening
the thing
thing.
you're most going to want to be looking at is the stage, which is in front of you.
It's the opening scene of the Lion King play, which is this really fantastic scene. It's all these traditional kind of African. Do you know what the Lion King play is like, John, at all? Or
I've heard it described. I've never seen it.
okay, it's the whole thing is it's not just them wearing ridiculous costumes. It's all like very traditional African kind of style, I guess. And they come out in these very interesting outfits that look like animals. It's a fantastic opening when they're doing the Circle of Life. It's one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yep, Phil Collins. It's beautiful.
Can we get back to the spoon that you haven't developed, by the way? Because the chat's as confused about the spoon you've never developed as I am.
Exactly. So, you see...
Nailed it there.
Good
explanation.
Well, the point is that I haven't developed it.
But if you were going to develop a spoon, how difficult would it really be?
I just got breaking news. Jesus Christ.
Not very.
This is wonderful. Trump pledges...
new news about Jesus Christ. The VR experience.
Trump pledges big US military expansion. Does he? No way. Peace through strength. Here's a better way of getting peace. Don't vote Donald Trump in. Or peace through everybody's dead, therefore no one can be fighting anymore.
There's this fantastic thing, like Trump did just tweet like 2 hours ago, like just hashtag America First with a picture of him, like his back and hair kind of silhouetted against, above him, a fucking painting of Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan?
Really
the actor?
weird. It's just really weird.
Sony have just confirmed that multiplayer frame rates will be locked on the PS4 Pro, so you don't get an advantage if you're playing against standard PS4 people.
So what, do they just have to like simulate all the dips in frame rate as well?
Oh, yes.
Now, in addition, in order that you don't have an advantage on the PS4 Pro, the textures will be downgraded to the normal PS4 level.
Yeah.
And so will everything else. This is a really good scam they've got going on right
it's
here.
Yeah, it's just they put Pro in the title and then everyone will buy it, like Windows 7 Pro.
In all fairness, we have been saying we cannot see the difference side by side.
Because it's the same thing. Ooh. Although it's a bit fatter and probably makes more noise.
If they just made it... I tell you what, if they released the PS4 quiet, I'd buy one of those if they promised the fans didn't sound like they were just about to explode.
Awful.
The PS4 is the loudest bastard in the room.
I like to point out my air conditioner is the only thing to ever drown out a PS4. Well, my hairdryer is drowned out by the PS4. It's ridiculous. It's relentless.
The PS4 is insanely loud. And even then, despite the amount of noise those fans are making, it acts as a little radiator. That thing just heats up a room like crazy.
Boils. It's horrible. Horrible system. Horrible.
I just remember, like, in my previous office...
Sorry,
like,
someone in the chat just put many a true Boise. They put it about 50 times, but yeah, I like that joke. Well done. I'm glad you did that about 50 times. I wouldn't stop otherwise.
Good job.
Always spam, then I notice things.
Oh, don't... Oh, damn.
Hashtag miniature Boise. What's great is John has no idea what we're talking about. He's like, yeah, I'll be Boise.
Oh, the PS4 is way louder than the 360 Sage of stuff in the chat.
It's
The
horrible.
interaction. Like, I fucking... in my old office, it'd be very hot occasionally. I'd be like, God, why is it so hot? I'm not doing anything on my computer. Oh, the PS4's on standby.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You just made me actually look up and check to see if my PS4's on because it's bloody hot in this room. But no.
Yeah, like occasionally I'd turn my computer off and there'd be I'd turn my computer off and I'd take my headphones off and I'm going, is there a plane flying? It's like, no, the PlayStation's
just the PS4,
on.
yeah.
And it's not even that it's doing anything. Like I'd be fine. Like I'd not be fine, but I could accept it making that much noise and putting out that much heat if I was playing a video game.
Oh no! If it's just downloading like its update, which takes 2 hours, you just have to accept that you've now got a little portable heater on in your room for 2 hours, even if it's summer.
Sometimes it was just a case of I'd turn it on and then I'd quit the game and forget just to turn it off. And it'd just be on the menu, not doing anything, and somehow that's enough to fucking just heat the entirety of Earth. Fucking, you know what? People are worried about fucking greenhouse gases. Fucking worried about PlayStation 4s. Jesus Christ.
Here's an interesting thing that's been put
works.
out about the PS4. All of their media, all of their press, all of their websites call it 4K quality resolution, not native 4K. Ooh. I wonder if it's just upscaling. Probably is, considering it's coming out so fucking quickly. Oh well, there'll be a PS4 really pro no we mean it this time S coming out this time next year, so who gives a shit? Yeah. God. Anyway, news, what news? Lindsay Lohan's GTA 5 lawsuit failed, like we all knew it would.
Project Dolphin is complete.
What? Dolphin?
Project Dolphin is done. It's complete.
Dolphin emulator?
Yep, every single GameCube game can now run through
Wrong.
it,
There are
which is
3 that
marvelous.
don't.
What? No, I specifically read a story saying
there's 3
they
that
cracked
don't.
the last one.
There's 3 that don't.
What are the 3?
Game Boy emulator for the GameCube.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Something that needed an online connection before it got to the main menu. Everything boots up to the main menu. There are 3 that don't boot into the actual game, and I can't remember what the other one is. But there were 3 that couldn't boot past the main menu. But yes, it has. That was one of the things I want to talk about. It is definitely. It's not.
But that's
complete,
really
it's
lovely,
still
and I
a lot
also
of
love
work.
how the people behind it are like really, really like very firm that they like don't want any discussion of like illegal ROMs or whatever like anywhere on the site. It's all about people just legitimately making copies of their own versions of the game and playing it that way.
Yep.
It's all legitimate. I like that.
I like that too.
I like them for doing that.
That's what I like to do.
In fact, literally, like now I've read about this, like I've been reading into how the process works. Like I'm totally going to move Skies of Arcadia over to my PC this week. 1080p Skies of Arcadia.
Well, imagine if you could
delicious.
1080p a good game though.
Oh.
You just badmouth literally the best game ever made.
Did I? Because I
Oh.
wasn't talking about Portal or other things.
Portal. I tried that once, but you know, I probably would have got bored except it ended after 30 minutes, so.
That's not an insult. That makes it great. That's the thing that I love about Portal. I'm like, yeah, it's a 40-minute game. Great. Does its thing. Fucks off. That's what
You
I
know,
mean.
my issues have been with Portal. It's that I like playing games with a controller, and it's really difficult to play Portal with a controller.
That's it. That's
It's
all you are.
not a very good controller game.
It's not, because it's a good game.
It is
fuck
a
I play
great
with a
game to
controller
screw
on
over
everything.
Matt in Portal 2. I had a great time playing Portal 2 multiplayer with Matt one time, where I just kept dumping him into acid.
That's what I do whenever I play Portal 2. I don't even think I've ever finished the co-op, because everyone gives up on me in the end.
Well, that's not. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Someone said Portal VR. Yeah, Portal is already in VR.
Awful. Awful.
There's a...
Portal VR would be the worst thing.
Well, no, it's
There's a
just
reason-
about teleporting and grabbing cubes and stuff. There is genuinely a Portal game. It's the Portal Stories.
Mod. Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
No, but an actual Portal
It's-
game.
Where you actually like going at the speed of terminal velocity through series of portals.
No, you
that will
just
be
teleport
the-
yourself around the place. The problem with it is literally only 20 minutes long. Like, I've got 3... I've now built up sort of... I can actually... Fuck it, I'll do a video on it. There are 3 games that are really good in VR, but they're really short. They're, like, really short. The other one is Trials on Tatooine, which is incredible.
Is that even really a game?
Yes.
That's just the. Is that the one made by XLM where it's just like you just get a lightsaber and you have to like deflect shit for a while?
Yeah, but...
Like that
Pretty
one
much.
that is just like a proper.
Most
like,
of it's
hey,
just a cutscene. Most of it's a 3D movie.
Oh yeah,
it-
entirely. But it's done with such high quality everything. Like
Yeah,
when
no,
I'll do a video on it. But when the TIE fighters come in, like, I only recently played it like a few days ago. When the TIE fighters came in the first time, I literally like ducked. Like I was in that fucking world.
Like you've got that, and then you've got like Lightblade VR, and then but that compared to like VR, it's just everything's just like better in every way. Just give me more,
Yep.
please, thank you. Again, I think that's my biggest problem with VR right now. In that, and like I've got 100 games, and even the ones that are fully priced feel like demos. Is the issue I think with a lot of them?
Yeah, there are a few I go back to. I play Job Simulator a lot because I like being a tit.
Well, Job Simulator is one of the few games that I think is full game.
Job Simulator
really.
is so good. It's going to be like... Spoiler warning, it's probably the best VR game, and it's going to be top of my fucking Game of the Year list. It's going to be really close to the top, because it's exceptional.
It's excellent.
And it's
then, like,
something so different to what we've had before.
And the problem is, there's not much been done like it on VR, because a lot of the VR stuff now that I'm noticing is standing in the middle and like shoot at things coming at you, or sword at things coming at you, or shoot and sword at things coming at you.
That's the things I don't really have interest in. Especially considering like you just need... Shooting things at distance is fine. When they're coming at you, I'm like, I want to play this.
Ooh, that's a point. I got a code today for something that might be good for that. Not that, but no, I tried raw data as well. Which was a big thing about swords. I was like, oh, that's interesting, and I played it, and you stand in the middle, and it's not a horror game.
It is a horror game. Those fucking robots are horror, man.
Well, this is what I was going to
Level
say.
fucking
They are
2.
terrifying.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, I've been told about level 2, but I had to turn off level 1 because it was stressing me out, because like the invisible one came towards me, it comes at you and it slices in your face, and that just is not pleasant at all.
No, see, the problem is, it's the thing that VR does really well is scale, and it actually gives you a sense of scale. Like meeting GLaDOS in VR for the first time.
Oh, best thing.
You
Oh,
go,
yeah.
oh
That was-
my god,
no.
she's fucking huge.
Doing that, right, I did that on my Vive demo when I was at EGX, and that was in the full 5x5 meter area. You get the full walk around, and the entirety of that area in when I tried it the first time, it was, that entire in-game area. You didn't have to teleport. I never used the teleport tool once. So you can walk around the whole thing. And that was my first experience with VR, was that, and that was such an incredible experience.
Yeah.
And then GLaDOS came and I shat myself.
Yeah.
Have you played the Blue?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely scared of the whale watching level.
No, it's great.
Because I was looking the wrong way for the whale, and I turned around, and it was already there, and there was just whale.
Yeah.
Everyone's just I freaked out and turned away and had to wait for it to go because I couldn't deal with the whale.
I find sitting down makes me a lot more comfortable in VR. If I have to deal with something and I'm like, this is going to be a big thing, I like to sit down. I don't know what it is, but I sit down, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for this now. That's a weird psychological little thing. As soon as I sit down, I'm like, okay, I'm observing this now. I feel like if I'm standing up, I'm too exposed, like that whale's going to fucking see me or some shit.
He was looking right at me, the bastard. He saw me.
He does do that thing.
So I just turned away, and I literally, because I was doing this, and Claire was at the computer watching the spectator mode, I literally turned away and said, Claire, just tell me when he's gone. And she said, I can't, because I'm seeing what you're seeing. Because I forgot that she can't see around.
Yeah, it's scare. Like that's why it scares me about Universe Sandbox. It's genuinely scary.
Well, the problem I have with Universe Sandbox is the scale isn't right. Even when it's even when it's 1x scale, nothing's that big.
Yeah, but it's still fucking.
I am
huge.
very, very excited to try Space Engine in VR because it has Oculus support.
I'm glad that I'm not gonna play. I hate it. It's too much. It's too big.
I'm so excited.
It's too big.
That's the thing. I want more like Job Sim.
Fuck!
I want more.
Wait! Stop talking! Everyone, shut up! Something important happened, and I thought I had this as my lead, and I've got lead written by it, but the PlayStation thing distracted me. Peter Molyneux has released a game.
Yeah, he didn't really tell anyone, which
He
is
didn't
really
tell
weird.
anyone, and he released the game, and apparently it's okay.
And it's in like the Philippines or something.
Yeah, it's a mobile game. And he's
released it in one
exclusively
territory.
rated it because they thought nobody would notice. It was like a stealth release.
it's a mobile game. They're never good. There's no good mobile game.
Apparently, it's actually quite an interesting and playable game. And I have this week found a mobile game that I love. But it's apparently very good. And it's actually a nice sort of interesting sort of just walking down a trail thing. And it's you have like a bit of crafting, a bit of thing, and a little bit of survival, but it's largely just walking down this big sort of path. And
so you're telling me
nice.
that Peter Molyneux
Yes.
made a mobile walking simulator,
Yes.
and it's good?
Yes.
Who are you, and what have you done with Dan?
From what I've heard, I've not actually tried it yet because I don't live in the
though,
Philippines. But
Really? God, one more.
or maybe I do. That's how I know. Yeah, it's released on it's soft launched in just the Philippines, and they kind of hope nobody would notice, which I thought was beautiful. But you sort of walk through landscapes, and you have a bit of crafting, and you trade with people on the way.
Okay, so it's a walking simulator with crafting on mobile.
Yeah, it's a lot of things I don't like.
This sounds like the worst thing.
It is, but it is focused on actually walking down a thing.
It's weird that you're defending this even though you haven't played it.
Because, right, and here's the thing. Peter Molyneux has released a game without talking about it. And we've always said the biggest problem with Peter Molyneux is the overpromises and underdelivers. This is a game we can play of Peter Molyneux where he hasn't overpromised yet.
But even
that's
if you
even
played,
more
even if you
concerning,
played Fable 3 and you hadn't heard anything Peter Molyneux had said, it would still be a slightly dodgy game with a lot of missing stuff.
This is the thing. Like, if Peter Molyneux overpromises, he probably thinks the games are right. If he doesn't mention it, then that's even more concerning because it doesn't. Like,
this is a game that even Peter Molyneux doesn't think is worth talking about.
yeah, that's what's
I think
concerning.
maybe
Yeah.
someone has told him to shut the fuck up after Goddess. By the way, they are releasing this game even though Goddess is still in early access and will forever be in early access until they just fart it out and the company collapses at some point.
Whatever happened to that guy who was supposed to be the god of goddess?
I don't know, he's going to be the trail of trailers in the trail.
He got like
Excellent.
£500 and was sent home with a lucky bag or something.
he actually...
That's a bit of a step down from you. We're going to make you god.
What he was given
Actually,
was-
here's a party bag.
He was actually Peter Molyneux from the past. They actually brought him into the future and just to disappoint, overpromise and then disappoint, and that sets off the motion of Peter doing that again when they put him back in time. True story.
Wow.
But yeah, it looks kind of interesting. I mean, the art style is really quite nice.
What's it called?
It's called The Trail.
Trail.
Yeah.
Of course, it's called the fucking Trail. What a pretentious Peter Molyneux fucking name.
It's not a name. It's about a trail. It's about walking down a trail. It's a good name for it.
Yeah, but that's such a Peter Molyneux kind of name, though, isn't it?
It's just interesting.
Cunt off, Dan. Fucking defending it.
I just think it looks interesting.
It's weird that you're defending it so much. That's
Because
weird.
it looks interesting.
I know, but it's still weird, though.
I know, because it looks interesting. I'm one of those people who can strip away things and go, it doesn't matter that he fucked up everything since Black and White. Maybe this will be his redeeming one, because he didn't fucking overpromise or talk about it.
Oh, yeah, but
It's
like,
a mobile game exclusively available in the Philippines. How can you think this is a good
Okay.
sign?
Well,
Okay,
it's soft
Dan,
to soft
Dan,
launch to get some
Dan,
sort of feedback
Dan,
and stuff.
Dan,
There's a 30-minute
Dan,
gameplay
Dan.
online, by the way.
Dan,
And it
it is a mobile game,
Yes.
walking simulator
Yes.
with crafting,
Yes.
released only in the Philippines by Peter
Soft
Molyneux,
launched
who
into the
has
Philippines.
released several
That
bad
bit's fine.
games.
Yes.
All of those are bad signs.
But from looking at this gameplay, and I'm going to want to watch all of this gameplay, it looks really interesting. It looks like an interesting thing. And Peter Molyneux making a low-key interesting thing without promising the Earth may be a return to form for the Peter Molyneux that brought me some of my childhood favourites. See, what I'm waiting for is, say Peter Molyneux was the your favourite uncle who, when you get older, you realise is just a massive rapey drunk. Then, after a while, you think maybe he's sobering up now.
That was a dark episode of Only Fools and Horses, by the way.
But that happened. But, maybe he's sobering up, and maybe this will be the Christmas when he doesn't bring Brandy, his new friend. This will be... Maybe this is the time... It does look really nice, though. I will say, it looks really pretty. It's very pretty. You should all go and Google it.
Are you okay?
I just think it looks really pretty. I mean, it's
Most games look
probably
great.
going to be a massive piece of shit. By the way, oh my god, I love his inventory system for this. Because it's a backpack, right? And the backpack is physics objects. So to fit stuff in your backpack, you actually have to fit it in and wedge it fucking down and fit everything in. That's such a good idea! That's a really good idea for a crafting systems inventory.
On a mobile game.
I know! And it's a Peter Molyneux game, and it's fucking free to play, most likely. But it doesn't look terrible.
Do we actually have confirmation whether or not it has microtransactions?
I don't know. Most likely not. Most likely yes. I mean, always yes. There's always microtransactions.
The trailer Frontier Journey.
Yeah. But the crafting, smushing everything into your bag, that's genius. That's genius. As soon as I saw that, I went,
Got in-app
why hasn't it
purchases.
that? What?
It has got in-app
Of
purchases.
course it fucking does. It's a crafting game and it's on mobile phone.
It's starter pack for $2 and 70 favors for $5.
Yeah, but they're sexual favors and they work in the real world as well. I'm not defending that bullshit. But
It's got building
it's got a little, crafting-y thing.
and building.
Look, I saw this and went, oh, that looks a bit pretty. And then I saw the backpack and I went, oh my god, that's just the best thing. That's genius and I want to play that.
Is it just the backpack?
It's pretty much just the backpack, yeah.
Okay.
But it's a clever bit of... That's clever. That's a clever idea.
So I'm a big fan of the description. It's got the bullet points: beautiful, relaxing, unique. Make your fortune and build a community. Beautiful, relaxing, and unique. It says, unique. You've never played anything like The Trail. That's all it says. Doesn't explain why.
Probably because all the games like the trailer shit.
This sounds suspiciously like No Man's Sky. That's pretty much some of the stuff that was for that.
Yeah, but it doesn't say it's got 18 quadrillion worlds.
Um.
I like the backpack. Anyway, yeah, he's released a new game. Well, he hasn't fully released it. It's been stealth released like all games do. Oh, I'll tell you who did release a fucking new game this week. That was the fucking developers of Ark. Released an expansion pack for their game. The expansion pack's finished, but the actual base game still fucking isn't.
Oh.
Their Steam rating's not looking so hot at the moment, is
shit!
it?
Yeah, I haven't checked it. Let's have a gander.
Not looking so good.
Ark. Steam. Oof! Fuck me.
Yeah, that didn't go well for them.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
That's bad. 3 star. Oh, I've got... Hang on, it says it's terrible. Why is it not loaded up properly? On this, because I googled it and it says it's now dropped down to a 3 star because it was previously sitting at a 5 star rating.
It's not mostly negative on Steam.
And I've clicked onto it. Oh, there we go. No, that's Survival of the Fittest.
Mostly
See,
negative.
for me, I'm just seeing no
recent,
user
and
reviews. Why
mixed
am I seeing
overall.
no user reviews?
There are 94,000
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why am I seeing no user reviews?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, there they go. Oh my god, it just took them so long to load up because there's 94,000.
What is that? Ark Scorched Earth. What the fuck?
That's expansion pack.
But why are they releasing expansion pack?
Sorry, I like the Twitch chat just gone, oh, he's hating a thing. He's back. He's back. I know, right?
But what, I don't get it. Why are they releasing expansion? I mean, it looks like a cool expansion, but why are they
Because
finish the game?
weren't they sued for $40 million by someone who like said that I came up with this idea and you stole it from me and they lost? Probably that.
Okay, in the early access thing, it says how long will this game be in early access, and it says with a full release planned for June 2016, and it still says that. So
yeah, it's also. I mean, I like Ark. I think it's it's a fun game. I kind of like it, but oh my god, does it need optimization? Like I can get it running at about 40 FPS on nice
That's not
graphics.
good.
It's bad. It needs. They just need to seriously spend a month or two optimizing it and not just piling shit on it. Because every time I go into it, it's got like a gig or two of fucking updates, and it's just piling shit on. I can't get past the early game because it just runs so horrible. Horrible.
yeah, it's like fucking planned features, more biomes, more bosses, more things, more.
Yeah,
items,
you know
more,
what it needs?
more,
It needs more frames per
more.
second. That's all it needs right now. It's just terrible. Terrible.
That's quite unfortunate for them, isn't it?
Yeah. There's actually
Oh yeah. Oh, it's showing me no customer reviews. It's doing that to me as
yeah,
well.
Steam's probably fucking up. Steam's currently selling Spore for no money whatsoever. You should absolutely buy that. It's £3.74. That is a lot of game for a very small amount of money.
Yeah, oh yeah, they got the full collection with all the DLC. I realised I never actually had the DLC. For
I
Spawn.
did. The DLC's great because it lets you land on the planets. Before landing on the planets is kind of like, nah. But actually being able to land on the planets is super good. I mean, creepy and cute just adds a few more bollocks, but it's, I mean, literally in some cases, depending on how you use them, just bits of your creature.
My Steam is in dollars, and I don't know why. Help.
If you're stuck in dollars, at the top, $CC equals UK. Or US if you want it in
Sometimes
dollars.
my Steam just
Or
goes
EU,
into
No, it's
German.
euros.
actual
That's fun.
Steam. Not even like a website. Actual Steam.
Steam's
Yeah,
down.
my Steam goes into German all the time. I don't even know why. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's just
fucking-
German.
Just German. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
I don't know. Hey, there's a game that is coming out soon. Shit, I can't remember what it's called. Ah,
Great.
there's a really...
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh no, not that piece of shit.
Gears of War 4.
Sports.
Civilization
Look,
6.
first, okay, to the chat,
Dishonored
Sport's a good
2.
game. Sport goes a bit near the end, but the first.
No,
half-
with the expansion pack it doesn't.
It still goes a bit.
It doesn't.
It's a bit less, but it's still.
I think the game was called Islands or something, but I can't find it.
What is it?
I don't know.
Like, describe it.
Fuck, I found it. Right, I'm gonna stick this in the thing. Describe it. Okay, it's revolving images. It's a 3D image, like a monument thing in the center of the screen. It looks like it's various different things, and it looks like it gets a bit surreal as it goes on. So, say one's a vending machine, and then the vending machine gets operated and used, but you can't see the person doing it. And when you
Is this
click on stuff,
Islands?
you interact. Yes.
Islands, which I admit I've seen the full trailer of this, and it looks to me like one of those games that people who are pretentious say is amazing, and I think is terrible.
It's one of those games that I think is amazing. But I'm not. Am I pretentious? I like.
No,
I have this
no,
weakness for
Wait, did you
clicky
like
games.
Journey?
No.
Did you like Journey?
No, I liked Abzu though because it actually was
Good. I looked at that and thought, okay, so this is Journey all over again then.
No, because Journey. I like games where you click on stuff and little things happen, like Windowsill, which is also on Steam, which is like no money
But
whatsoever.
it's not even a game, it's just a screensaver.
Yeah, I really like Mountain as well. I like when Mountain came out and everyone ripped the shit out of it, and then I did that video and everyone was like, "Oh, that's actually quite a good way of doing the video." Remember Mountain? I like things like that. I like silly little toys. I like toys.
I'm just not sure a game you should have to play for 30 hours, and during those 30 hours you can barely play anything.
Well, it just sat in the
you only
background.
get 20 minutes enjoyment after 30 hours.
It sat in the background. It was fun to make a video.
It didn't sit in the background. That thing was a bloody resource hog.
It sat in the background of a good computer.
Fuck you, John.
Yeah, the islands looks interesting. I mean, a terrible name. Seriously, here's how you work out what to call your game.
Oh shit!
Don't
Sorry.
Google. If you Google a word, right, you'll realise so much shit will come up before your thing. And then, if you, for instance, you're calling your game Island, search Island's game and see how many games are called Island or something with Island in them, because I bet it's 1,000. If you're going on Steam, do the same with Steam. In this case, that is a very hard to find game.
Okay, Sony has announced a companion for the Xbox One S.
Sony have announced a companion for the Xbox One S.
It's the new PlayStation camera because it looks like a big old space dick.
Oh my god, it's a space knob. It is hinged on the wrong way though. They've done it sideways. Clearly, the people who built these robots didn't know which way to pivot it.
Yeah, but we got the PlayStation space knob, we got the Xbox space vagina.
Yeah, they're going to produce terrible, terrible babies.
Just the Wii U.
I said terrible babies, not special needs babies.
Oh, damn. No.
I think that's the last thing I'm going to say in this podcast.
Oh,
I think that's it. Yeah.
John,
Yes.
do you have anything?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm up
Yakuza.
with that. Did you say Yakuza? Are you looking at cam girls again, John?
No, I'm looking for all my notes. I think I've said all. Curious Expedition actually launched last week.
Good.
Can't recommend that one highly enough. I've been bloody cheerleading for that game for over. In fact, I'm bloody in their launch trailer. That's how much I've been cheerleading for that bloody game.
What is
So,
it?
hashtag disclaimers, hashtag spawn.
They didn't pay me or anything. I just say lots of really nice things about them a lot.
It's a
It's
game.
a top-down
Sons of
kind of
Catan.
rogue-like explore 'em up in like
It looks complicated.
Huh?
It looks.
Oh god, there's words to read and sliders and numbers. It's
Yeah,
geez.
sliders and numbers, and there's storytelling. There's really good storytelling, and sometimes you accidentally steal a thing, and then a portal to another universe opens up, and then there's dinosaurs.
John.
Yes. Then everything catches fire. Then you die horribly. Ooh.
Sorry, there's a negative review on Steam which is beautiful. It says it claims it's not what it's. The guy said the game is not what it says to be. What it really is another RNG-fueled disaster where you're supposed to glean some kind of fun out of while every action you make burns down the world around you. Aww. And then he says none of your actions seem to carry any consequence. Apart from,
Yeah, you can literally just, like, if you want to just say, like, yeah, screw it, volcano, and now everything's on fire! Yay! And you can literally burn the entire map to the ground.
So it's Populous the beginning again, with all the cheats on.
Kind of, yes, except you're playing a roguelike and you're a very, very, very tiny person when you're kind of during all the chaos. It's great.
I enjoyed
Oh, and you go mad over time, and then occasionally your animals start talking to you.
Interesting. So that's
One time I slaughtered my donkey and it was just me left alone, desperately trying to get to the end. And then I ran into a random event where my donkey came back to me, except she was holding something in her hands. She offered me food which she was holding in her hands. My donkey. And then the game gives you options. Do you accept the food the donkey is offering you? It's like, no, because it's being offered in her hands and my donkey didn't have hands. This is madness. And then the donkey showed up and kept talking to me. And the donkey said, is everything all right?
Well, it's that Adventure Time thing where the deer stands up and pulls the hooves off, and there's just weird little hands. And
Pretty much. And when it goes proper eternal darkness. When your sanity gets low, really, really crazy dark stuff starts happening, and it's great.
So you
What's the
do
game
know
called?
what Only Fools and Horses was like.
Curious Expedition. It's great. I think I called it my indie game of the year 2015. It wasn't even out yet at the time.
Boo!
What? Why?
Boo.
Why is that boo? Why are you
Could have
booing?
been horrible. You never know.
What?
It could have been a horrible game.
Now, we should, I think, talk about Mario and iOS, because that thing alone, that act alone, isn't interesting, but what that could mean for future stuff is.
Why?
Well, are Nintendo just gonna basically say fuck? Is the NX? They're just gonna go fuck it. Let's just release on fucking mobile.
Yeah.
But if they're going to do that, why can't they just release actual games people like on Steam?
Oh, they've run out. You know what? Why haven't they released a Wario Land game in forever? Is it because they'd actually have to spend time designing one? Because they seem to be against that.
Is this the first ever Nintendo game not on a Nintendo console?
No, it's Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go is not strictly Nintendo,
Sort of
is it?
Nintendo. It's Nintendo enough for their fucking stock to rise. And
They own like, yeah, they only own like a bit of it though, like a proper like Nintendo developed game, not just pub.
I don't know or care because we knew they were doing this, and they've already announced Animal Crossing was going to phones and something else bollocks was going to phones.
And you're also wrong because Link, The Faces of Evil, Zelda the Wand of Gamelon, and Zelda's Adventure were all on the CDI.
Okay, John.
Oh, also they had
John.
They had a Miyamoto, didn't they? Miyamoto. Fuck that name! Like the fuck that piece of shit Tomodachi Life bollocks me thing on phones. That's already out.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's not really a game.
No, but neither is a fucking runner game. That's a tap the button.
It's more of a game than fucking Miyamoto.
Yeah, see?
Mitomo, that's
I
it.
just call it Miyamoto. Why don't they just call it Miyamoto?
I don't know.
Mitomo probably means something like piece of shit.
I was very surprised. I was watching this Apple keynote and I wasn't expecting anything game bit and just fucking Nintendo. They fucking announced more there than they do at fucking Nintendo Direct. God damn.
What are they?
I just want to read a little section from the history section of that actual page on the old Zelda games because it's such a beautiful little history lesson and there's a beautiful
Those
alternate
CDI
universe
and fucking Zelda games
where
are the
things went
worst
different, which
thing.
is in 1989, Nintendo signed a deal with Sony to begin development of a CD-ROM based system known as the SNES CD, alternatively titled the Nintendo PlayStation, to be an add-on for the Super NES that would allow for FMV and larger games. However, Nintendo broke the agreement and instead signed with Philips to make the add-on, which caused Sony to spin their own add-on into its own console, later titled the PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, that really didn't.
Guess
really
what
go
happened
well,
to the
did it?
Philips CDI add-on for the SNES?
Oh boy.
That didn't get much of that even ever came out. So well done, Nintendo. That is truly the best business
No, the
decision you've
CDI
ever
did
made.
come out. About 5 people bought them, and
That is possibly the best decision Nintendo ever made right there. To say, yeah, fuck it, we'll just walk away from Sony. Their PlayStation thing isn't anything to worry about.
Oh, best thing though.
Best decision. Great
Old
decision.
history.
But it did, however, give us, Zelda's Adventure, Zelda the Wind of Gamelon, and Zelda Faces
They're
of
the
Evil.
worst things.
The best games of Zelda franchise.
Worst cutscenes.
The game broke
any
new
video
ground in the
game.
video game industry by using outsourced Russian animation to create all of the cutscenes.
Well, that explains a lot, really, doesn't it?
The terrible cutscenes were all outsourced to a cheap Russian facility.
Simpsons is
someone
outsourced
just
to Korea, isn't
That's
it?
amazing.
Oh, someone just reminded me that Mitomo was the game I did use to take a load of seductive bread pictures for John. That's true.
Wow.
That's true. That was your pinned tweet for a weirdly long period of time.
You can pin tweets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pin a single tweet to the top of your Twitter.
I didn't know that.
I know you don't ever use desktop Twitter though,
why
so you
would
probably
I do
never
that?
noticed it.
Why would I do that?
I was a fan of that. Just I did like being able to like make it wear a baguette costume, and then put it in sensual positions and take photos.
Alright.
It's weird that I can do that, but I'm fine with it. Yeah.
It's not really sexual. It's just flirty.
They were seductive.
Bready and flirty.
Bready. I mean, they were just. I mean, there was.
No, you guys.
So
you guys
that's both
carry
Dan
on.
and Matt that have decided they're not saying anything else this
You guys carry
podcast.
on
Then.
talking. I'm
Okay.
just sitting here.
On the subject of sexual foods, I need to mention
Oh, God.
Your
What?
yeast
that new
infection?
Seth Rogen film.
Do you? Do you need to mention anything about Seth Rogen?
It's called Sausage Party.
Which,
right?
in all fairness, has received very good reviews. I've heard it's very good.
Apparently a lot of the animators have been paid. Still.
Yeah, apparently it's been shit to its animators, and it's really, really pissed off a lot of religious people.
Oh, well, here's the
Oh,
thing.
well,
Right? I kind of went into it expecting a stupid romp, but no, they comment on religion a lot. Like,
Yeah.
the entire theme of the movie is how religion is terrible, and also there is, like, a Jewish bagel and, like, a fucking a Muslim falafel, and they're just commenting constantly on Palestine, and it's weirdly...
I'm looking through Seth Rogen's filmography.
It's got like this weird, like, it goes over everything, and it's like got every racial stereotyping ever, and it's a movie that abuses the like rating system by using loopholes, which I love in some ways, because one of the end scenes from the movie, right, is all the food like brutally murdering all the humans and then having really, really, really graphic sex on top of all the humans for a good 5 minutes, right? But because it's food, and not an animal or a person,
Huh.
it's fine.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, having a look now at everything Seth Rogen has ever written, I don't like a single thing he's ever written. Has he
No,
ever
not
directed things? Let's see. Oh, he's produced
no,
things.
what was the one he went to? What was the North Korean one?
Still no.
The
The
interview.
interview.
I like that. That was good. The interview was
Yeah,
good.
he's not.
Let's have a
no,
look.
nothing.
Let's look at some filmography going on
Literally.
The
here.
interview was good,
What about,
Dan.
what about acting? No. He's one of those people that's
What's the
just in a
interview?
lot of things and I don't like any of them. He's one of the reasons
Some
I...
people
the
liked
interview?
Neighbours.
He's one of the reasons that I...
Well, the Neighbours was pretty good.
Neighbours was well received generally.
I like Neighbours.
I didn't like the 40-year-old virgin, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
He's one
I mean,
of
he
those
wasn't really
people who
starring
does
that.
stuff in American comedy, and I hate American comedy. American comedy films just aren't funny.
No, they are. Yeah,
They're
there's a
not
specific
funny.
thing. to them.
I don't get anything. Like, American TV is amazing. American comedy TV...
No, it's not. It's got too many ads.
Oh,
Far
God.
too many
Don't
ads.
watch Disney
Legit-
ads.
Legitimately, though, that watch the interview. The interview's good.
No, I don't want to. If it would just be
Good.
another fucking piece of shit American comedy film that I have no
No,
interest
it's
in
not.
watching.
It's not
He's
at all.
literally been in nothing. Like, he's in The Simpsons, but in episodes I've never seen.
As himself.
Yeah. So I literally... He's one of those people that I just go, you do nothing for me. You do nothing for me at all. I hate American comedy films. I don't know why they are so shitty. Because I don't even know why this... Because, like, you watch something like... Occasionally, they're, like, okay. So sometimes you get something with Will Ferrell in, and you go, that was okay. But it's nothing on a British comedy film. Or it's nothing on an American comedy TV series, which is just so much better. I don't know why there's that difference. Why don't people know how to write comedy in film form?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Because American comedy shows, they're very long form, aren't they?
They're...
They're very long seasons, and they're kind of short stories per episode. Like, I don't know. Maybe an extended story isn't something they're good at. I don't know.
You can keep the laughs consistently coming. Like, most of these comedy things don't... Like, American comedy TV... Like, that's the difference between American comedy. Is Britain... In a British TV series, you'll have no jokes. But you'll have a few jokes scattered through a scene, and then one big joke to finish it off. Or one big plot point. Everything... There's the big thing at the end. So it's like little bits and then thing. Whereas American comedy is a constant line of joke, with the plot sort of going through it. So they're very different styles of things. But the films... Like, they try and do more of a British style with films, I think, but they just don't really pull it off.
Well, I mean, a lot of British comedy is constant jokes.
Like...
It's not.
Uh,
Fucking Faulty Town was a lot of
Which is
jokes.
so unfunny it hurts. But we'll
How
carry
dare-
on.
oh, we've had this
We've
conversation.
Faulty
Faulty
Towers has not aged well,
No,
Matt.
Faulty
Admit
Towers
it.
has not aged well.
No, 40 Towers is great. I mean, yes,
okay,
it does have
no,
some old racial
no, it's
stereotypes
not.
in
Slurs.
It
but,
hasn't,
slurs.
Matt.
and slurs. And slurs, yeah, many slurs. But Only Fools and Horses is a good show.
Only Fools and Horses is an amazing show. Well, no, I'm not saying anything about that, but it's
I don't know, I
not
said
a
Only Fools and
fucking
Horses.
laugh a minute.
Faulty Towers is a great
But
show.
it's not. Seriously, it's the most frustrating
No,
show
it's
in the
not.
world.
There's so little of it, and you can
Basil,
literally count
just
off the episodes.
Explain what's
Fine.
happening to one fucking human being in your life, and everything will stop. All of this pain you feel will stop. That's it. That's literally what he needs to do. He just, at any point of any of the... It only goes on because Basil Fawlty lets it. The theory that he's an absolute psychopath who enjoys his own pain and the pain of others, and that's why he carries on in the way he does, it makes sense. It's a terrible
Totally.
show.
And there's
Okay,
only
fine.
there's
Graham
so few
Lanham
episodes,
stuff.
and so many of them you can completely write off. Like, you know, The Builders with the horrendous Irish
Yeah.
joke stereotype, just completely write off. The Germans does not work today. The Germans is not funny. It's
No.
really uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
There are multiple episodes that work like this where you just look back and think, oh, no, that actually wasn't funny in the slightest. And there's only 12 episodes total. Like, that's not enough episodes to be writing off entire episodes because they just don't work anymore.
That's true. Okay, fine. All the Graham Lanham stuff.
All the Graham Linehan stuff. I'm talking about
Yeah.
good comedy.
Excuse
He is terrible.
Fucking IT Crowd is great.
Season 1. Season 1, pretty funny. But it's not joke.
A lot of it is.
It's really not.
not maybe not that fast, but it's not.
But that's what that's what I'm
slow
saying.
as
Is
we're
that's what
making
American comedy does. Is it? See, that's why it's not as good because it's trying to be British comedy. Because British comedy also has underlying horror. There's British comedy is we focus on the lowest of the low people and we poke them and make their lives horrible, and then we laugh with them and then we give them families.
Do you like the British Office?
Yes,
Like
I love both of the offices.
The because there's the new.
And that's why because the
David
American Office was a completely 100% followed the British one for 3 episodes and then went, this isn't working, we have to change everything. Became its own more joke kind of thing and went off with that. It toned down the cringe massively, apart from on Scott's Tots, but it toned down the cringe massively for most of it. And it worked its own thing. And that's why the American Office is so successful, because it didn't try to copy it. Post the first few episodes, it went, we got to do our own thing with this, otherwise this is going to die.
Everyone in the chat is saying Blackadder and Black Books, which are both lots of jokes.
The Blackadder has something...
And both are good.
They do, but Blackadder is a lot slower paced. And Black Books isn't all the time jokes. Black Books does a lot of holding and waiting and sitting around, whereas Blackadder is a lot more jokes, because it's what's his face? It's Rowan Atkinson's style, which is a much more... a biting sort of jokey kind of thing, but also, it's a lot slower paced, and the tone is a lot heavier, and that slows the pace down. It's always a very
Black Books is constant laughs though.
Yeah, but it's not like
Black Books can be darkness too.
Yeah, but there's also 4 or 5 like in American comedy. Literally within every 2-3 lines will be a quip or a joke. Like it's so consistent, like, and they might be quite funny and they'll end their scenes on their best jokes, but there is a lot more build up and a lot more setting structure and stuff because they have so few episodes. Like Black Books, you look at the episodes list, you go, I know what that one's about, that one's about, that one's about. If I looked at like Friends, even though they're called The One With, I wouldn't know everything that happened in that episode because I'd forget, because it's just that a lot of the episodes just sort of merged together,
and there were several hundred of them.
There were many of them.
I suppose British TV generally makes each episode more significant and a bit better as a result.
Yes, and that's why I like it. That's why Sherlock is spectacular, because they make 3 every 3 years.
Ugh. God, fucking Luther season 4.
4? Did you just pronounce the word 4 like John pronounces frothy?
I was going
Shut up.
to say 3, but I realised it was season 4. No, right. Luther season 4 was 2 episodes. It was just a single 2-parter. That was the whole season.
Yep.
That does not count as a season.
No.
That is a 2-part special. That is not a season.
I like a good special.
Idris Elba.
The Royal Family has no jokes. The Royal Family is that constant familiarity. I mean, it's got some good jokes in there, but they are built around things.
No, the Royal Family was incredibly alien. Those people are so strange, alien creatures I didn't recognise. The comedy came from the fact that they don't exist and they're so farcical.
I've never been like more on the side of someone than Jim. Like, he is my soulmate.
Dan, do you not like Father Ted?
I'm not super keen on Father Ted.
I think Father Ted's aged better than Fawlty Towers has.
Yeah, but Father Ted was never
aged
good
so
to
much
begin
better.
with.
Whoa.
I remember Ross Noble once was talking about Father Ted. Oh, shit, I can't remember why he brought it up. But he was talking, I think it might have been in one of his DVD introductions, about like how you didn't... Father Ted was funny, and then like the last season wasn't as funny, and then when you look back at it, it's because the guy just died, and you were thinking about that. And so actually the series is funny, but because you realise the guy was just died, it kind of wasn't as funny. But I think Father Ted is... There's a lot of dead weight in Father Ted. There's a lot of...
Oh, yeah.
It feels very first drafty in a lot of places. It needs a lot of work.
For American comedy, I'm loving Orange is the New Black at the minute, which I just consider to be straight... That's a straight-up comedy series.
One...
That is comedy.
I've got through 2 seasons... I got through the first season of that and I couldn't stomach anymore. It's horrible. It's not...
Horrible how?
It's just not good in any way. I can't deal with any of it. I don't get any enjoyment from watching it. I don't even get sort of like... Because the Royal Family I get enjoyment from, but Orange is the New Black, I'm sitting there going, I don't understand what you're...
The interesting thing about Orange is the New Black is it changes completely by season 3.
The interesting thing is it wins...
Which I'm just about to start. I'm just about to start season 3.
comedy awards? Because it is... they always call it comedy. It's like, Orange is Black, this comedy, I'm like... I have yet to see a joke. It's like when people describe
Yeah,
any
it's
Shakespeare.
It's a dark comedy. It's about
It's
watching
got-
horrible people
No.
being slowly screwed over.
I don't
No,
know.
it's got jokes in, and some of the situations are somewhat comical, but I wouldn't really call it a comedy.
I think it's a
more of
comedy. I think it's the comedy of Piper's completely screwing over her own life in every conceivable way.
Right, okay. So the entire first and second season are it's following Piper as the main character in her story arc, and then by season season-
By the end of season 2, it's already kind of that you're spending more time with like V and the black girls than Piper.
Yeah, they are, but for mainly those seasons, you are following that one character.
I think it's only season 1 where it's really heavily Piper.
Yeah,
By
so
season 2, there's a lot on Rosa. There's a lot on V and her gang.
But on season
there's a
3
lot on Red.
in season 3 and 4, it turns into much more of a soap opera kind of.
Oh my god,
between
series 1 was too
every
much of
character.
a drama-based soap opera.
Which it already was, really, by season 2. I think that's fine.
So kind of season 1 is just focusing Piper and her story arc and some other stuff, and then like season 3 and 4 are just like soap operas, where they're just going over every character, and Piper just fades into the background.
Which
and
is fine.
becomes, like, all the other characters.
Well, I would say Piper's my least favorite part because Piper's a horrible person. I want to see her suffer,
Yeah.
but every time she screws herself over, she ends up doing that. But I love seeing Piper sabotage her own life and screw
I
up her own
wouldn't
life.
call it a comedy.
I think it's a dark comedy.
good.
I think it's a very dark comedy.
It's not good.
I think the only criticism I have of it is it's got way too many boobs in it.
John,
Yes.
you're not with like-minded people. Let's just be honest about that right now.
But like, I like boobs.
Do you,
okay.
John?
Boobs.
Do you, John? I'm questioning
Okay,
this.
okay,
entirely.
Yeah, boobs are good.
Can we just pause
boobs
here?
are good,
Dan,
yes.
Dan, can you do me a favour? Dan, can you get your little squeaky thing?
No, it's not in here right now.
It's been confiscated.
It's been confiscated.
Fine, just go the honk honk. Just do the just John whistle and then just 3D titties honk honk. Just do that.
No, we're just adding the random thing in.
Just the whoo, whoo.
Someone fucked up the editing.
Honk
The
honk.
last episode.
No, not even fucked up the editing. John just sent me a
Sorry,
file
Twitch
with
chat. I'm
whistling
not saying
in.
that. I'm saying American TV comedy is different. It's paced differently and it's its own thing, but it does work really well.
Would you like me to get Claire in here to just go, you're a grown-ass adult? Just so we've got that in this one as well.
Sure, I think you should. But it just feels it feels weird that like you haven't wanted to add to a comedy film yet. Keep trying, you know. You got close, like Anchorman, that was okay-ish. Zoolander, closest you got probably.
Ish. Yeah.
Oh, apparently, actually, the new
Both Will Ferrell films.
they are good, aren't they? I think Will Ferrell's funny. Lego Movie.
Will Ferrell's
Technically,
great.
if you want to call that a comedy film, that's the best one you've ever done.
Also Will Ferrell.
Shit, he's in the US Office as well. I like Will Ferrell. He's quite funny.
Yeah, Will Ferrell and Steve
Pop
Carell.
Stars
Both
Never
in all
Stop
of those.
Popping is getting some incredibly good reviews. So, and that's more my kind of thing. And I love the fucking Lonely Island.
Did you like Bruce Almighty, Dan?
No. Yeah. I don't care for Jim Carrey a lot. I like him when he's a serious actor, not when he's a comedy actor. I love
He
him
was
in
great in Truman Show.
Truman Show, Return to Sunshine, Spot's Mind, etc. He is marvelous in. The number
He is.
23,
I mean,
be it a terrible film, he's incredible in.
I think the Truman Show is a perfect of his thing because it does his ridiculous stuff as well as the serious stuff.
Yeah.
And it plays off each of them really
Yeah,
well.
Truman Show is his best work.
Yeah.
By a long way.
Definitely.
Such a long way.
Anyway, just to deal with the accusations that I'm getting mixed messages in the chat, but just deal with the accusation. I just want to finish my point, which is I love boobs, but Orange is the New Black.
Fucking
way too many scenes basically said, okay, so now we're going to show you a flashback to a point of the character's past. Which point shall we pick? Oh, is it the one by any chance where they're going to be topless? Because we really, really like showing every character's boobs.
Game of Thrones does that a lot as well.
But doesn't it feel sometimes a little bit contrived? It feels a little bit skeezy. Like someone, either the writer or the director, or someone has made a conscious decision of let's just have all these women be naked all the time, even though it serves no purpose whatsoever, and it feels just a little bit skeezy.
No, that feels fine to me. I mean, that show serves no purpose whatsoever, so might as well get some titillage out of it.
Oh, titillage.
It's a good word.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I kind of watched Orange is the New Black, and I think I went through 3 seasons more of it because it was recommended to me, and I wasn't not enjoying it.
I was not enjoying it.
But at the same time, it was sort of like it was more background noise, and I kind of when I'm sort of sat here
it
thinking
feels
about
right. What's weird about it is they're trying to go, we're going to show a very deep sort of side of this sort of thing, and it's going to be this and complicated. But all the characters are very broad strokes. Like there's Red, she's the Russian, she runs the kitchen, and she has the thing. And like,
I mean,
they do detail the
get
backstories quite a bit, but at the start, because they give you so many characters, they're all very broad strokes.
They get a
do
lot more
develop quite a
nuanced
lot.
in season 2. In season 2, they get a lot
Go
more
through series
nuanced.
2. I'm too busy watching. What am I watching at the moment? What do I like.
It's not even that long. It's only 13 episodes per
That's a
season. It's
lot.
quite
That's
short.
a lot for me. I struggle to fit things
By
in.
US, that's very short.
I'm watching Archer
24
a lot.
had like 24 episodes a season.
On series 4 of
Whoa,
Archer.
really?
Archer's super good.
I fucking love 24. I
Archer's
wish they brought
excellent.
that back. But
Fuck
with
you,
Jack
Archer's
Bauer.
excellent.
24
Fuck
is
Archer.
the most
Archer.
right-wing TV series I've never seen a show go, hey, you don't torture. Isn't torture great? More
I know,
than
it's
24.
amazing to watch as propaganda, though. As propaganda,
yeah.
it's fantastic to watch. If you watch it understanding that's what it is, it's sort of fascinating.
Yeah. It is
And
what about-
strange.
Plus, it never got a proper ending because they literally ended it on basically a cliffhanger. Because the 12-part like season 8 thing they made in Britain ended on a cliffhanger, which is really annoying. So they never ended it.
Dan, comedy movie, Team America World Police. Did you like that?
I've never seen Team
I
America.
like Team America. Team America's
You've
pretty
never
good.
seen Team America?
It's pretty good.
How?
Well, right, what I've done is, you know the film Team America? Just not watched it.
Yeah. You should.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Have you watched BoJack Horseman still?
I've not watched Project Horseman.
I
BoJack
haven't seen
Horseman
that.
feels a lot more like British comedy.
Oh.
It's a lot more
When
depressing.
Americans do British comedy, that doesn't work.
No, it's not British comedy, but it's a bit more like British comedy. Is what I'm saying. It's really good. There's there's an episode in season 3 which is silent.
Just,
It's a silent film and it's incredible. Essentially.
yeah, I have not much interest into the things.
Oh,
Have
no,
you
right, Dan? If you like Archie, you like BoJack Horseman.
Just
trust me, Dan.
But I think the reasons I like Archer...
Trust me, Dan. Trust me. Trust me.
Have any of you seen Monkey Dust?
No.
What?
Monkey Dust
No.
is it's not very well known. It was a BBC Three comedy series years ago. It got like a very limited DVD release. Like it is the most British and darkest comedy I've ever seen. It's amazing. It's so bleak. It's just set in this grim, rundown urban environment that's permanently. It's never identified explicitly as London, but it's basically like supposed to be rundown, dark, permanent nighttime London, where everyone's just kind of walking around in a state of depression, and incredibly
That's nice.
dark things happen to them, and their lives fall apart, and it's horrendous. It's so
God,
funny.
sounds bloody wonderful, that, John.
It's really. I love my dark comedy. I absolutely love my dark comedy. Someone
Yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
Brass Eye as well. Brass Eye's
Brass
great.
Eye's
Day to Day
amazing.
is even better, I'd say. I prefer Day
like
to Day,
Brass Eye a
but I think they're
lot.
both amazing.
Ooh, you know what? I can recommend a very good American comedy.
Can you?
Yes.
Movie or
It's
TV
very
series?
highbrow. Movie.
Go for it.
We're totally out of gaming news, aren't we?
Oh,
Right,
yeah, shit,
yeah.
we ran
Yeah,
out ages
okay.
ago.
The Master of Disguise.
Never
Never heard of it.
It is a movie starring what's his name from Wayne's World. Garth from
I
Wayne's World.
literally don't know that existed.
Mike Myers?
No, Mark Myers was the other
No,
one.
the other Garth,
Fuck played Garth?
not Mike
I've never
Myers.
questioned it.
Who
I just
played
assumed
Garth?
it was just Garth.
I assume everyone's playing by Mike Myers.
The guy who God, I just searched Garth. God damn it. He's an impressionist. Dana Carvey.
Oh my god, somebody played Garth.
Dana Carvey. Right. It stars him and it's
Oh
terrible.
my god, he was in Rick and Morty! He was
What?
in an episode of Rick and Morty, the guy who played Garth.
You were just recommending this and you've just changed your mind to it's terrible. What went wrong here?
It's so terrible that I love
Oh
it.
god, no, I can't stand terrible, so I love it films. They're just terrible.
No,
That was
it's
at Wayne's World
right.
too?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course there was.
Alright, I'm cancelling this, I got shit to do tonight. I like Wayne's World! That's a funny American comedy!
I don't know there's a Wayne's World too.
Oh, hang on, wait a second, I've noticed something. Because I like Wayne's World, and I'm quite excited for Popstar Don't Stop Popping, and both of them came from Saturday Night Live. So the best American movies come from TV series.
Ghostbusters, the
I
new
don't
one,
like
is full of is
Ghostbusters.
just SNL.
That's an
people.
American comedy, and I can't stand it.
Awful. The new one is just awful.
Because it's filled with women. Ugh.
Yeah,
No,
Matt
the new
hates women.
The new one has the problem of a lot of SNL sketches.
Keep that in mind,
Well,
chat.
it
All right,
was-
John.
it was written the
Matt
night
hates
before
women.
on a
John loves
cocaine high.
boobs.
Was that the thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, legitimately, it kind of feels like it's not. It's that kind of American comedy where like it is more about these short-term jokes, but it doesn't like they have no relationship with each other. It doesn't structure them, so it doesn't really become cohesive at all.
Uh-huh.
Is the problem I have with the new Ghostbusters.
Uh-huh.
But hey, anyway, Master of the Disguise. It's Dana Carvey. in ridiculous disguises. He just dresses up as a turtle man.
That
It's
sounds
awful.
broadly what I'd expect, yeah.
It
Though
is awful.
It does sound like a joke.
He plays the character Pistachio Disguisey.
I can't deal with that.
Matt, no.
existence.
No. I like a terrible film that's so bad it's good too. I absolutely love the Resident Evil film franchise, but this just sounds bad.
It has, what's it got on Rotten Tomatoes? It has got a 1% on Rotten Tomatoes.
1%. What's The Room got?
More.
More
Probably-
than that.
Oh,
One would hope.
The Room, Rotten Tomatoes. Yep, it's got 33%.
Wow. 33 times worse than The Room.
Oh.
That's incredible.
I'd like to point out some things.
Of course,
There's some movies.
Metascore is 12.
People are getting through movies in the Twitch chat. Bill and Ted is not a comedy film. It's a sci-fi film. It's very much rooted as a sci-fi film. It's not.
Never seen Bill and
It's really
Ted.
good. It's not paced as the sequel's terrible, but it's got
I've heard
got
it's an
George
excellent
Carlin in
adventure.
it. George Carlin is releasing a new special. This is interesting news that I could talk about.
Also, can I just side note? Brent Spine is in the Master of Disguise.
Yeah, Brent Spiner being
As
fucking
is James
anything.
Brolin.
So
What the fuck?
that's fine.
Sorry, go on.
George Carlin is releasing a new special.
Okay.
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 It's like well, he's been dead quite a while, but it's yeah. Apparently, right. He recorded this a special. It's a routine for it was routine for a HBO special, and it was titled "I Kind of Like It When a Lot of People Die," and it was recorded on the 10th of September 2001. So it's never come out until now.
Well,
Which
that
presumably
makes-
means there was quite a bit of debt attached to his estate, because that's the only time stuff keeps coming out when they die.
Well, I kind of want. I'm excited.
Michael Jackson's going to keep releasing music for as long as there's still debts attached to his estate.
Probably. Good example there. Good
Yeah.
example there.
That was some new material right there. We were able to exclusively reveal to you.
Yeah, I kind of.
That was not a good Shimon.
I think
That was not a good Shimon at all. No.
there's a very interesting. I just like the fact that we get a little bit more new George Carlin. It makes me happy. It's a little bit more because he's in Bill and Ted. It's just a little bit more. It's like one of the greatest stand-up comedians, if not the greatest stand-up comedian. Oh, good. Could you argue that it was Billy Connolly or George Carlin is the greatest stand-up comedian? I could do that for years, but like,
Billy Connolly.
I'd say it's a tie. I'd say that George Carlin is the father of American comedy and Billy Connolly is the father of British comedy, and I'd say that American and British comedy may slightly have the edge and a much bigger scene sort of thing, but I don't know. It's a difficult one. And yeah, I'm very excited to hear more George Carlin. Also, apparently people saying Austin Powers is a comedy film. Oh, they should have put some jokes in it then. And that was about
I
a British
like
one.
the first Austin Power film. The second and third one's just kind of bleh, but the first one's pretty funny.
Yeah, but it's about a British guy, so falls in the rule.
Yeah, it is. It's Mike Myers.
Monty Python Quest for the Holy Grail is incredibly slow at times, though. Yeah, and it's terrible. I don't like the Monty Python films. They work as little sketches. They don't really work as films. It has some funny bits in it, but yeah.
Yeah, each bit of, like, especially Quest for the Holy Grail. I mean, fucking Meaning of Life, even more so. It is just small sketches, like, strung together in a convoluted way.
Yep.
Life of Brian holds together pretty well as a whole thing. I
Life
think.
of Brian holds together pretty well, but, like, you know, Meaning of Life is just unrelated sketches awkwardly strung together.
Mm-hmm.
And then Quest for the Holy Grail is unrelated sketches that are a bit more coherently strung together, but still awkwardly strung together. And Life of Brian is even more better strung together, but still. Each sketch was clearly individually written, and then they had to come up with a movie to put said sketches into, as opposed to...
That always goes well, that does. Gotta make a whole thing to glue these two things together.
Yeah,
Kinda goes well.
basically. It's like, you know, the fucking wafer thin mint scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like that is just a sketch on its own. There's
Yeah.
it's got basically no relation to anything else. Like, Quest for the Holy Grail, fucking, the entire just Knights of the Round Table song.
Knights of the Round Table, yeah.
It's got nothing to. It's just there. They just wanted to do a sketch.
Yeah,
really.
that's all they were good for.
The Knights of. Oh, the Knights who say.
Life of Brian is always that thing when they go, "What's the funniest British film?" And they always go, "Life of Brian." I'm like, dude, Edgar Wright's made 4 films that are better than Life of Brian already.
Yeah, no, Life of Brian.
It's Life of Brian's.
Life of Brian's probably my least favorite.
I'd say it's their better one.
It was the better one, but
they didn't start going off and just doing silly sketches. They actually tried to make a coherent film.
Yeah, but I kind of like the silly sketches.
Yeah. But anyway,
I like.
we've been talking for a fucking long time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you're the one who banned us from having a break.
Yeah, but I didn't say we had to keep going forever. It wasn't like I banned all breaks.
You're the one who's kept going, Daniel.
This is like a death march of a podcast.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, but the people listening to this like, no, don't stop. Don't you hate it when you're playing a game and you've got like you're getting close to the end of a level and the podcast finishes and then you sit in the silence, you're like, I need to do something else with my life right now.
No, that's never
That
happened
happens
to me.
a lot because I don't watch TV. I've never watched TV. John was talking about tampon adverts. I have never seen an advert on TV in
I
years.
haven't watched like live TV in literally a decade.
It must be. I mean, I watch Rebel Wars, but that's on the BBC, so there's no adverts. And definitely
Me and
no
Claire
talk
watched some
tampons.
stuff on Channel 4.
You.
We really like Ramsay's Hotel Hell. We like Gordon Ramsay going to American hotels and yelling at Americans.
Hang on.
That's entertaining.
Ramsay's Hotel. He's a chef.
Yeah, but he goes to hotels and yells at them. He also goes to the restaurant and yells at them and yells at the chefs about the food. But he acts
Do
as
you
like a
think
guy.
that Faulty Towers has aged badly because you've replaced it in your head with Gordon Ramsay going to hotels and shouting at them?
If they were to use like modern technology to CGI Gordon Ramsay into Faulty Towers, they'd improve it.
Like do what they did with the DS9 episode where they go back to like
Oh my
Tribbles.
god, yes.
Like do that, but with Gordon Ramsay and Faulty Towers.
Oh my god, that's amazing. There's a video of every time Gordon Ramsay yells at someone in like Kitchen Nightmares and stuff on YouTube. It's like 3 hours long, and if I'm having a bad day, I work to that in the background. It does make you feel better.
Polly, shut up, you fucking prick, and get back to.
Plus, there's never been any insult better than just basically holding 2 slices of bread either sides of someone's head and yelling at them, "What are you?" and making them repeat, "I'm an idiot" sandwich at you. That's the best insult ever.
Is that the PS4? Is that how they made it?
Oh my god, that's what it is. The PS4 is an idiot sandwich. Well, someone's frantically tweeting that to lay claim to it.
No, I'm just trying to find the footage.
just Photoshop it so the face is just the PS4.
I'm just gonna put this to you in the chat. Just put it on the stream if you can.
Oh,
God.
just DM it to me on. Oh, fuck it. Fuck it all now.
Go,
Fuck
there
John.
you are. Look, thing.
Can't even get it from there,
What?
John.
Okay,
It's
fine. I'll DM it to
It's on a
you.
different computer
We'll do-
entirely.
We'll do it live.
I think there's a big difference between
you
Simon
go.
Cowell and Gordon Ramsay because they're both massive pricks. But Gordon Ramsay's a massive prick who picks on people who are.
I know.
Oh my god! What?
Isn't it the best thing?
God.
Sorry.
Interrupting me.
It is
with
literally
words.
the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh, it's the idiot chat. That I swear that wasn't a thing that happened in the show, and that was like a sketch for something.
I don't care if it is. It's still the best thing.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's real
No,
or not.
that's the difference between Simon Cowell and Gordon Ramsay is that they're both sort of massive pricks, which is the thing that America likes, especially based on those adverts that I get in my emails. But Ramsay is very much more like he's a prick to people who are shit at a thing, whereas Simon Cowell is a prick to just anyone and everything. Yeah, I think that's the difference. I've always wondered why like Ramsay is liked and Thingy is hated. I think actually because Ramsay also has like observable talent as well. And now you're putting a GIF on the. Oh my god! Swear that. Jesus Christ!
It is just the
What
best.
are you, an idiot sandwich?
I don't care if it's set up or not. It's just the best insult
It's
of
real
all time.
to me, damn it.
It's real.
It's
to me.
perfect.
I think we should end it there on the note of the idiot sandwich.
Yep.
Well done for killing it, Matt. It was dying, but you definitely put this podcast out of its misery.
That's John's fault. Fuck you.
You're the one who put a GIF up on the stream, Matt.
You
didn't
asked
have
me
to
to.
do that. You didn't have to do
I can't
that.
believe I fucking miss wrestling for this.
I missed rest.
I didn't miss wrestling. Well, technically I did miss wrestling for this, but I probably wouldn't have gone anyway.
I mean, I did invite you.
You actually did. Matt invited me wrestling.
Yeah, he invited you with my ticket because I couldn't go.
And I politely declined because I wouldn't have had any idea what was going on, so I felt like I'd have had to have asked so many questions it would have ruined your enjoyment.
Oh, no.
I
You see, you would have been a WWE writer at that point if you had no idea what was going on. But just trying to work it out as you went.
God.
Was that harsh?
I want to point out, I was going to go because I have my train tickets booked, and I had my train ticket booked for this morning, and then I just sort of woke up, and it was 11:30, and train was at like 11:45, and I went,
Oh my god, you lazy fuck. You absolute lazy fuck.
That wasn't me being lazy. That was me going to bed at like fucking 6 a.m. and me waking up and being like, I don't really need... I don't really want to go on my own. I don't really care enough, so fucking hell.
Jesus.
It's like I could get out of bed.
Christ.
I mean, it was like, I couldn't have got to the train station in 15 minutes anyway, but
Wow. Well, okay then. That's our
Let's wrap this
podcast.
up. This is the end.
This is the end. My
Yes.
only friend, the end.
say frothy.
Frothy.
No. Jesus Christ.
Shit. Frothy.
Closer.
Frothy.
It's fruity.
Frothy.
No, it's not got...
Frothy.
Okay, so, hang on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so, when I ask you... Okay, you either replace the F with a TH...
Yes.
Or you either replace the TH with an F.
Frothy.
Yes.
You either say foffy or throthy.
There's a post on the subreddit, Matt, called "You Probably Don't Care, but Super Mario is coming to iOS." You're right.
What?
We don't care. We don't care.
Frothy.
We don't care.
He said it, kind of.
That's right.
Yeah, but now we don't care. We don't care about anything. I like that they didn't specify. It's like, you probably don't care. It's like, you just don't care about anything. And I don't. Goodbye, everyone.